6 chance of doing it.
Okay.
I nat 20'd it. Nat 20'd it. So
yeah, you did really good. So there was a lot. I mean, things have been sort of going your way quite a bit here. I'm sort of aggravated to say so, but that's okay. That's all right. The time will come when that won't happen anymore.
time will come when there's a TPK.
I don't know about TPK. I kind of, so this sort of gets into the philosophical aspect of DMing. I've always felt that, there are certain kinds of DMs that find a TPK to be the vindication of their DMing prowess. I did a TPK on my players. And I was like, you know what? TPKs are not, that means you screwed up.
I consider that a failure as a DM if I ever
do too. So the challenge, I think the big challenge of a DM, and one of the, frankly, and as you, Mike, you DM, a fair amount, is to sort of walk that line where the players are challenged, are challenged in such a way that they think death is possible, while at the same time sort of keeping them alive at the same time, because you don't necessarily want them to croak. But you want them to believe that.
In a perfect encounter, especially like a boss encounter, you've got that going. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Poor planning or poor die rolls can result in individual deaths, but not the whole party.
Right, exactly. So, you never know what the dice are going to do.
So if they do really well, then they can get through a counter that's supposed to be really tough without any deaths. But bad die rolls, or just we're going to full frontal assault this, which is pretty much what we always do.
It does feel like a time for a frontal assault.
Well, you said in the thing that they know we're here.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, they know.
One thing we got going for us is no one's ever gone back.
Well, that's right. So, yeah, they've sent out.
They know people have disappeared, but they don't know anything else.
So they've sent out 3. So they sent out 2 Drake Riders at first, and these are the same Drake Riders that have been sort of overflying you guys for the last couple of days. Now, what that one guy told you is that's because initially they thought that there might be other demons out here in the world wound who are also trying, because there's kind of a bounty on the heretic. Fletcher will be right back. There's kind of a bounty on the heretic, right? So there's this. The word is out that they want this succubus. They want her grabbed up and they want her to face the music. So, and they really don't. I mean, the demonic guys who are looking to grab her up don't care who brings her in. Whoever happens to bring her in is going to get the reward, whatever that reward may be. So, at first, what the guy told you is they thought that it might be. I mean, you're almost 70 miles deep into the world. So there's not a lot of like elves.
A lot of vacation homes, tourist traps.
Exactly. So they initially thought that this might be other demons, a group of other demons who were also tracking the succubus to try and maybe take her themselves. So that was sort of like the first couple of days was them. You'll remember, I don't know if you remember, but the first couple of days, those Drake Riders, they overflew you guys from very high up. And it was like, they didn't even come close. No. So probably the first day, maybe even the first 2 days, they didn't know what you guys were. They were just like, yeah, there's a group of people out there who are coming this way, following the
direction. Yeah.
But then they kept getting closer and closer and realized that, hey,
it's a bunch of whippy humans. Let's get them.
It's a bunch of humans and elves. They're not supposed to be out here. So that's when that would be, what's the guy said, the one Drake Rider said, is like, look, that's when Jaronicka said, all right, attack them. They don't belong out here. They're wimpy elves and men. Take them out. And then, so then you guys got attacked by the 2 Drake Riders. You took them out, captured the one, interrogated him. He later escaped via teleport. But you're not entirely sure where he went. Now, he could have gone back to the villa, but the impression you got, especially since he was like, he told us
the truth on some things. So if he went back there, I'm quite certain he would get, hung, so to speak.
Right. So, I mean, but he was also quite injured, as was his Drake. And he told you flat out, he's like, I don't like her, and I don't like the fact that I'm here. So you got to figure he's probably figuring, Well, these guys probably were talking out of their asses when they talked about they could break the binding that binds me to Jaronicka. But these guys are pretty tough. So, and they're definitely headed to the villa to rescue the succubus. So if they end up killing Jaronicka, my binding gets broken anyway, and I don't have to deal with, their crap. So he's probably betting. But he figures it this way, right? So if you guys kill Jaronicka, his bind to her is broken, and he can go on his merry way, go and heal up, whatever. If Jaronicka ends up killing you, he goes back later saying, I tried to fight him, I just barely escaped. Look at me, I'm beating the crap. I don't think, but there's nobody else to tell the story of that he spilled his guts.
Right.
So he wins both ways.
Which is why we're going to let Matt track him down after this and kill him.
Yeah. And just between us chickens, that might be possible. I've read ahead in the module.
Oh, so did we. So we know that.
Okay, good.
We're supposed to know that.
Look, you're only supposed to read the player's guide, not the actual module.
Oh,
I keep telling you guys this.
You didn't specify that.
I keep telling you. Hey, there's Gordon. Hey, Gordon, I didn't see you come in.
Now, Les cheats by not actually using modules.
Yeah, I already know that. So I know it's useless to try and find the module because he changes everything anyway.
Not everything. I change some stuff. Hey, I change stuff in response to what you guys do. It's really your fault.
No, that's true.
I mean,
it's 10 times harder to kill.
Okay.
You got to make things 10 times harder to kill.
That being said,
These modules are designed for 4 characters.
Ask Mike how that is.
yeah, that being said, you broke my module 2 Fridays ago that I'm still...
He's still making shit up to get us back on course.
Wait, how did I? Oh, by killing the assassin? Or hitting the assassin?
No, by doing the nat 20 on the skill that you shouldn't even have had.
Oh.
Organized crime.
Knowledge, organized crime, yeah. I knew that was going to pay off.
Oh, it did. Yeah.
And nat 20.
After this book, I'll tell you what you did.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm looking forward to that. How did it go Friday? Hey, sorry again about Friday. When they rebooked me, they rebooked me on a flight for Saturday afternoon after they canceled my Thursday night flight. So I was like, nah, that's not happening. So
that's different.
yeah. So
wow.
I canceled the flight and bought a ticket on Southwest so I could get home. But everything on Southwest was sold out. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Wow. No, we all went to Libby's house and played my campaign. Just a partial night.
Very cool.
But actually, looked really well.
Good. Yeah, she was yelling at me on text about how she already gave me access to the notes document. So what the hell was I talking about? So
we're being held captive in boxes right now.
Yeah.
So we nailed ourselves in.
All right, hold on. I think I screwed up something here.
You guys, can you hear me okay?
Nope.
Yep, sure can.
Yes.
No, not at all.
Is everybody here?
I think you're on mute.
We're still waiting for Matt.
Yeah, let me, is that all we're waiting for? Is everybody else here?
Yeah, we got our core.
All right, hold on a sec. I'll send Matt an email. Real quick. What in tarnation?
You just say tarnation.
Been living in the South too long.
We need to hurry up and get me to a lock so I can pick it. I need to be useful.
I don't know that we want to break tradition at this point.
Ouch.
Hold on, let me get this email out to him. My email.
I have a feeling the next combat, for about 7 rounds, you'll be really useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be all hands on deck.
Am I going to have a certain ability?
You just might.
All right. I sent him an email.
For not these fights, but I've been saving it for what I deem as the real fight.
The boss fight.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys think, where you guys think you are in this module, but I mean, you don't have any boss fights ahead of you right now.
Well,
Okay.
The boss,
I consider this hag a boss fight.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. Today's boss fight.
today's boss fight. Okay.
The spells he has for today, that boss fight.
Yeah. Like a dragon rider, that's not a boss fight.
Right.
No.
But the hag is.
She's no slouch. I can tell you that.
She's been working out.
She's been working out. She's been doing her special exercises.
Just CrossFit.
Yeah, CrossFit. And frankly, she won't talking about it either.
That's the real reason the dragon riders hate her.
Yeah. She won't shut up about stupid CrossFit all the time. They're just like, we gotta go.
Kill me, please. I'm tired of hearing it.
Nobody cares about your new shoes.
Oh man. So we'll give Matt another minute or two to jump in. I sent him an email, so hopefully he'll jump in real quick. But those of you on Friday nights, and I want to ask this because 13C is bombing out. What would you guys be open to the idea of Matthias joining us for games during the summer?
But everybody say anything at once.
Dead silence.
I'm not out on Friday night, so I'm excused.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
I'd love it.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Campaigns or just
Finally.
well, I don't
involving Bob or
I don't know. We're gonna have to. I haven't even talked to him yet, so probably not Bob, but mine and maybe you guys' campaigns, depending on what goes on this summer. So we'll see. But yeah, you guys don't have any particular objections, or
I think you should let Matthias run the game.
You just probably hand out more artifacts.
he probably would.
Might actually get some treasure in that case.
Oh come on! There's tons of treasure here. You guys
Matthias can run the games until like 9 p.m. and then Les takes over.
Yes.
God, you guys have got magic weapons that anchor creatures, pull them out of the sky and slam them into the ground. You got long-handled hammers. You guys got all kinds of stuff. I feel like I've been giving you too much.
It's never enough, though.
I don't know. This is crazy. All right, so Matt's here. Welcome, Matt. Glad to
Those
see
two
you.
words together we don't live. Anybody named Matt doesn't live.
I could use more magic items, actually. I'm looking at mine.
Hey, everybody.
What's happening, bud? All right, so all here. I posted the recaps this afternoon, but you guys have a general idea of what we did last time. So just a quick recap. You guys interrogated one of the Drake riders, a very deeply injured Drake rider who ultimately and garnered a bunch of information. He ultimately teleported away from you with his Drake, but you're not entirely sure that he went back to Jaronicka. You are aware that Jaronicka is aware of you guys, probably on high alert. That complicates things a little bit. So last time what you did was you sent Storm to go provoke one of the other two Drake riders. That provocation worked. That Drake rider followed Storm right into where you guys were. You guys had set an ambush point and a kill box, which we can see on the screen there, which the creature fell right into. And you guys were able not only to kill the Drake, but you were also now have the Drake rider who is grappled and prone underneath Storm with the Chain of Perdition, Lothar's Chain of Perdition, Ohm with his long hammer, and Fletcher with his sword standing right next to the guy. And that
I wouldn't want to be him.
I wouldn't want to be him either. That is where, but just so you know, he is still alive. So I don't know if that matters to you or if that's something that you are going to remedy quite quickly here. As we
It's a temporary situation.
round 3, but he is still alive. So any questions before we get started here?
Mm-mm.
Questions, comments?
Do you remember our initiative order?
I do. It's right here. I have it right here. I have it written down like a good DM would.
Les,
I'm emulating other good DMs. Yes.
I was wondering, is it possible for some part of the screen to put our initiative order on the map or something so we know when we're coming up? I mean, I generally have a good idea, but it's nice to have a visual
There
reference.
is a way.
But he's not going to do it.
But it's not that I don't know it. So, is that
Just a
it?
thought.
Okay,
Order.
on the little bar that floats around
All right,
is your
right-click.
initiative tracker.
Right. Okay. So I'm looking at it. It says turn order. Right-click a token and choose add a turn. You could also use a shortcut to add
Right.
groups. Okay.
So-
So
So right-click on the token.
okay. So
Say
I'm gonna
add
right-click.
turn.
I'm gonna right-click on Fletcher. Add turn. And so Fletcher.
Now you've got a new window there.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I have
I don't.
not got a new window.
Fletcher says he has to be right back. He has to restart.
It's funny. The rest of us are all looking at the
Put in
module.
his initiative somewhere.
No, nothing. I got nothing. Is it in his like in the little
No.
wheel?
No.
Am I supposed to be doing
Click on
something?
someone else and say add turn.
All right, hold on. Oh wait.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Yeah. I see it. All right, hold on. Let me let me get rid of this one. How do I get rid of? Oh, there's a little trash thing. All right.
When you hover it over, there's a trash can.
Fletcher has a 10. Let's see if this even works. There it goes. Okay. So let's put on him. It is the bad guy. He has a 27.
That's his initiative?
Yeah.
Good lord.
So how do I can I move? Oh yeah, I can.
You have
Move.
to get them all in there. Down
Yeah,
at the
then I can
bottom,
move
you
them.
say Descending. Or
Okay.
descending.
Okay.
Put them all in there, then you can sort.
All right, I'm working on it. This is actually pretty cool. So, I hit storm again. Hold on. Try to hit ohm.
Aaron gets 2 attacks.
I have flash also at 27. Which is weird. That seems wrong for him, but okay. All right, let's see. Who did I miss? And somebody's got a dog in the house. Is that you, Don? Is that Dale? Did I hear?
It's not mine.
Mine. Because I don't have one.
Don's not there. Let's blame Don.
You have a dog? I thought you had a dog, Dan.
No. Poor thing would be lonely as heck. Hardly
Cat?
ever home.
It's a ghost dog. I have a 26 initiative. That's the best flash I can do with his plus.
That's
1.
what I have written down. I honestly, it's shocking to me as well. So, all right, Farina.
Leave yourself on.
All right, sorry I didn't do this before. I didn't know how. Okay.
I was wondering why you didn't do it this way.
Because I didn't really, know how.
I put it in every time. It's not a pain.
Should be able to put it once and just leave the numbers.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, that might.
Or just change them, leave the people and then just change the numbers.
Yeah.
Am I missing anybody? Fletcher, Illendar, Ohm.
I think you got everybody.
I think I got everybody. Okay.
Just out of curiosity, there's no way I could have rolled a 26 with my initiative. So unless
Well, that's what I have. Why would I have you at 26?
I have,
Could-
You may have delayed earlier.
yeah.
I think you roll a natural 20.
No.
but
Last,
Actually, he might have delayed, yeah.
if he would have delayed to say, I'm going to swing right after this guy gets close.
Maybe that's happened. I'm just saying that I have.
That's probably what happened.
Well, the
Plus
Drake,
under my
the Drake was
dexterity.
moving at
No way.
13.
I'm just saying that if I with a +1 to my dexterity, I don't see how I should have even with a net.
I don't
20.
see either. All right, roll yours again.
I think Don's right.
No. He would have delayed. And
Oh, I
change
see what you're saying. Yeah, so it turned out where he was like at the
He
top.
basically lost a whole turn, but
Right.
put him up in the list.
Right, so don't change him again now.
Yeah, you probably gave him a 26 just to remember he goes after the bad
Right.
guy.
Yeah, after consulting with my legal team, Les, I'm going to stay with what I have.
Okay, yeah.
Send
Okay,
my sheet to
cool.
Justin.
What? All right. Okay, so we've got.
Now you've got an arrow going down or next or something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, look at how cool that is. All right, so I accidentally have an extra flash heart in here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of him. All right, so first things first. So you guys ready? Now that we have this turn order thing.
I'm looking forward
This will
to
help because that way we can see who's coming up and be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
All right,
helps right as I'm about to fall asleep at the end of the game.
Perfect. All right, so first up is the guy. So he is grappled and prone.
And skewered.
And he's been stabbed and hit a couple of times. So he is really pretty damaged. I'm just going to check. Here, it's hard to see his health bar because there's so many people around him, but he's about at a third of his normal hit points. So there's really not much he can do except
I'm gonna try and break the grapple.
he's going to try and break the grapple. So let me punch him up real quick. See what his. I want to see. He can try to break the grapple with a CMB, but I want to see what his
Escape artist does it.
Yeah, I want to see if his escape artist is any better. So his escape artist is +6, CMB is +13, so CMB is better. So we're going to roll that one. Do we know what he needs? Now I know that he
I do.
is at.
I know what he needs.
All right. You gonna tell me?
No.
All right. Oh, 25. That's
He did
solid.
not get it.
He did not get
He
it. What
was
did he
dang
need?
close. He was dang close, but he didn't get it.
What did he need?
27.
27. All right. So he's struggling mighty. I mean, so
He almost got up, but not
you
quite.
guys are just standing around him, and Fletcher had just stabbed him, and Ohm had just hit him real hard in the chest with his hammer. The chain is sort of like snaking around him, trying to get him and tangle him up. So he is not without a little bit of extra weaselly power. So he is trying to get out of it. But that's him. So he is up. Hold on, let's see if this actually works. Ah, look at that. All right, Flashheart, you're up.
Okay. So, by the power of Iomade.
So you are standing by the really sort of beat up corpse of that Drake, which is over there on the floor, or on the ground.
I don't remember being beat up. It looks like I'm at half hit points as well.
You got hit when Fletcher brought the Drake down with his anchoring hammer, it actually hit you as it was landing on the ground. It sort of got caught. You got caught in the sort of the crater.
Where was I? Was I here last week? Was I talking? I don't remember anything.
Oh yeah.
Was I amazing? Was I more charming than normal? Okay. Let's see. So
Now
it's
impossible for you to be more charming than normal.
Yeah, that's him.
All right. So, can I have a full charge there, or is it smarring away?
Oh no, I mean, Storm is literally standing on the guy. Ohm is over right here. Fletcher's on the other side.
Can I move to here and get a flank?
Yes, you can. With Fletcher,
Right.
you mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So then I haven't done a flank in a while. Is that a bonus?
Actually, I think we determined the
Oh yeah, no, wait a second.
prone bonus is better than
Prone
flank.
bonus is better. Yeah, so you get if you're using a melee
+4.
weapon, which I'm assuming you're using radiance, you get +4
Yeah,
rather than
radiance.
+2. So yeah, you cannot flank him when he's laying on the ground, but you get a better
+4?
bonus for that. Yeah, +4. All right, that slipped my mind there.
I will do an amazing sword spin in my hand. You know,
Spin it around and just like in Dragon Slayer. Oh, 35 is going to definitely hit.
And then I have a second attack, right? But that's the +4 doesn't count for the second attack. Right?
Wait, you did move. So
You just get one attack.
Right,
Yeah, you just get the one attack.
I forgot. All right.
I'll just say it's a good thing Storm is very trusting. She's had like so many blades and hammers, like probably hit within like a half inch of her body as she's like wrestling this guy, and all these blades are
You fumble and hit her. That's going to be. I mean, it's go time.
Is the prone bonus for damage too or no?
No, it's just a hit.
All right.
13 points. That hurt. So so this guy is just getting sliced to pieces between you and Ohm and Fletcher and Storm just standing across with its claws digging into him. He's just getting ripped to pieces, and it's just a testament to how tough these demons really are. That he's still drawing breath. I mean, you guys are literally have surrounded him and are just like stabbing away, like like a bunch of like psychotic children from Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, Malachi wants you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that's Flash Art. Farina is up. Farina and Otto. So both of you are still in the hideaway.
You're muted, Gordon.
Okay. Yeah, we're both in this hideaway, and we're going to stay there, but I'm going to touch Gatto with guidance. I'm going to start using that more regularly.
Okay.
There's nothing else that I want to do, so.
All right, so she infuses you with guidance of the elves, which gives you +1 on your next roll, the next roll you choose to make, no matter what it is.
It says 1 minute or until discharged.
Actually,
yeah, he gets to wait and use it on a saving throw or skill check or attack roll, but you have to call it before you use it.
Oh, you can hold it.
But I can hold it for a minute? Okay.
Yeah, for 10 rounds.
I was gonna say, Farina just touched Gatto. I'm sure he like dove to the ground away from her, like thinking she was gonna stab him or something.
Yeah.
He dove out of the whoa.
Actually,
It's 2 for flinching.
I actually was going to say to him when I touched him, you've earned my trust.
But you didn't earn his.
Exactly. Good thing the flincher didn't harm the baby.
Well, fantastic. Now Gatto's stunned for 10 rounds because Farina was nice to him, so that's going to waste the guidance.
He's going to make it on some sort of diplomacy check against Farina. So he's like, after the battle's over, maybe
No.
meet me back at my tent for some, a little wine. All right, what about Otto, Jennifer? Is Otto going to do anything? Is he going to jump out of there and start biting this guy? Because I figure there's probably 2, maybe 3 more spots that people can squeeze in to
Ask Otto to bite Gatto in the ass now.
That's more like it.
Okay, he's back. He's not stunned anymore.
I'm just going to have Gatto look out the other side less, away from the action,
Okay.
and just listen and look. And I'll
Okay.
do the same from where I'm at.
Okay, cool. Give perception checks when you get a moment.
Okay.
All right, Lothar the Red, the quiet killer.
All right, so the chain is still in existence.
Yep.
So I'm going to try one more time to see if I can get the chain to complete the pin.
Okay.
Up to a pin.
Yeah, so I get +5 because it's already grappled.
Correct. And his CMD is
Holy crap.
34. Yeah, so his CMD is 31. That this chain, which has been sort of floating around, just goes. Sees so Flash Art comes in and stabs, and the guy reacts, and the chain you see an opportunity. The chain just like and entangles him. So he is like wrapped up in this chain now. So he can't. I mean, he's like struggling against it. He is definitely pinned. He is pinned. So he's got the pin condition. So just to tell you what that does.
You can't do jack.
Telekinesis or anything, do they? They can't.
Well, they have teleport. You know that.
You might be better off just killing him.
So pinned. A creature is tightly bound and can take very few actions. He cannot move. Is denied a dex bonus. He takes an additional -4 penalty to his armor class, and this is on top of the prone condition, so he's now at -8 for his AC. He can always attempt to free himself, usually through a combat maneuver or escape artist check. Pinned creature can take verbal and mental actions, but cannot cast any spells that require a somatic or material component. A pinned character who attempts to cast a spell or use a spell-like ability must make a concentration check. DC 10, grappler CMB plus spell level, or lose it. Pinned is a more severe version of grapple, and the effects do not stack. So,
if I understand correctly, with the pin condition, whoever is next could attempt to coup de grace, correct?
Yep.
That is correct.
Full round action, and yep.
It is a full round action, but yes, you could coup de grace. if that's what you want. I mean, I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but if that's something that you want to do, you can. All right. So Lothar, you have to concentrate on the chain, right? So you're not doing anything. You still have a move action.
No, I don't have to concentrate on the chain unless it's going to pick a new target.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so it's always been this guy as the target. So the chain is sort of acting independently.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. So what are you doing?
I'm going to take a move action over to here.
Okay.
And then why is that show? And then that's all for me for now.
Okay. You're just walking over to the other side of the hideaway.
Yeah, I'm basically getting into burst range for everybody.
Gotcha. Okay. Gatto. Now, I don't know why. Can you guys see Gatto's name on the turn order thing?
No,
just his icon.
and there's a few that are like that.
Same
I
with
see my
Fletcher.
name.
Same with Fletcher and Illendar. I can only see an icon, not their name.
Yeah, same.
How about now?
Yep. Now it's you.
So you got them.
I see what the problem is. All right.
Seen by others?
It's the permissions. It's okay. How about now? Yeah. I think
Yep.
I'm starting to get a handle on this roll 20
Say,
thing.
I can't see my own.
Pretty good.
I say I can see Gatto and Fletcher, but Illendar still needs to be.
Fixing Illinois right now. How about
Now
that?
we're good.
Yep.
All right. Gatto's up. Now, Gatto, you see everybody's standing around. They're stabbing the crap out of the thing. He has some sort of force chain with hooks on it wrapped around him. Storm's still standing on him. The guy can't move. His eyes are rolling back in his head. He's very frightened. You could hear him sort of grunting in rage as he tries to wrench himself loose, but failing to get out from under both from Storm's pinning claws and this chain that seems to be made of force. What do you do?
Well, I was going to let them take care of him, but knowing that he can teleport and he's still alive now, I ran over here. Since
Okay.
I moved, I cannot coup de grace him, but I am flanking.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't the hammer
Prone is
stop?
still better.
It's still prone in the other, so you get an 8.
Oh no, you don't, because you rolled a 1.
I don't, yeah.
So let's
Oh,
go ahead and see if that's a fumble.
Chart.
You just got in Farina's good graces, and now you're going to piss off Storm. That's
Well,
not a
I'm
good
still
thing.
shocked.
A 19. So his
Plus 8. Plus 8.
I think he added that already, didn't he?
Let me check everything. I think everything is added. Yeah.
Everything is added in that 19.
But he has a -4 to his armor class.
So you've only got a plus 4 to
Oh, I
attack.
didn't do the -4 to his armor class.
So 23.
Yeah.
That sadly is a hit. So no fumble, but you did miss.
But I did miss. Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and get the chart out just in case. I've got a feeling. I feel like tonight's gonna be an interesting night for that. I want to have it ready just in case.
My
All right,
damage
so-
was minimal. Oh my god, I just rolled horrible.
No, you missed. The damage was 0.
Stop
Well,
channeling.
I know, but I mean, the
Stop
damage was
channeling
bad.
Lothar.
Yeah, you're channeling Lothar.
Okay.
Stop that.
Fletcheroo.
I believe I will be performing a coup de grace.
All right, full round action. You just raise. So you're gonna perform the coup de grace. You're gonna kill him.
Yep.
All right. So you guys all see Fletcher is like, I'm done with this, and he just lifts up his sword. Still, right?
Yep.
Using your sword, two-handed sword, lifts it high up and then just plunges it into the guy's chest, and you see him like, and this black blood just comes blurting out of his chest all over the place. You know, Storm steps back. She doesn't want to get any on him. And you see him sort of like begin, you know, he shakes a little bit. You see his eyes sort of go dark. Well, his eyes are all black, so you see them sort of fade a little bit. And then you see him just sort of like wisp away. He becomes insubstantial. He starts to become translucent. And then
He got sent home.
he is not there. He is gone. All right, Illendar's turn. Now's your chance.
Oh, I attack.
Now's your chance to get your revenge on your party.
Seeing what they did to these demons, I think I'm going to bide my time and just wait for a better opportunity.
Okay, well, I mean, at this point, we drop out of initiative because you are out of people. You have a dead
Okay.
Drake, so you're out of enemies. So you got a dead Drake over on the side there. Fletcher just killed and sent back to the abyss that Drake rider, and now a quiet comes over this red and dusty land as you look at the still still sort of bleeding and chopped into pieces body of the drake. You know, its guts are sort of spread around, and this viscous, thick blood, dragon's blood that it has, is sort of soaking into the sand. You know, as it begins to stink, and these clouds of black flies are sort of coming in and starting to land on it, and that kind of thing. It's pretty gross.
Your flavor.
Does anyone mind if I take a couple teeth?
Go ahead.
Just for the hell of it?
He meant from Storm.
And I'm going to pick up my,
Storm might have some issues.
I'm going to pick up my hammer and resheath my sword.
Okay.
Hey, Les, your flavor text is on point. I could see those black flies. You know,
Those black clouds of black flies settling in on the body of this drake out here in the middle of the world.
You talk pretty.
All right. So
Is anyone injured other than Flashheart?
It's just Flash.
My ego's injured after missing the first time after getting Karina's trust.
I don't think there's a spell that helps with that.
You know,
There's no repair ego spell, sorry.
so Gato has to be a little bit chagrined right here. He's still carrying around the guidance, by the way, which he's not going to be able to use. He wasted it unless he's got, you know, there's still that diplomat check, you know. That,
Does anybody have cure minor butt hurt?
It's a minor butter. Yeah, I mean, this guy was pinned down, chained up, surrounded by enemies. You stepped up and missed, stabbed it right into the dirt. You're just like, oh, come on.
Everybody remind each other that we're the good guys here. After we like prone guy, we're like, you know, curb stomping him on the ground.
Well, it's like I wrote in the recap. There's a certain feral energy that infuses even the best people when they are surrounding an unarmed, disoriented enemy.
It turns into a gang mentality.
It turns into a gang mentality. And this is great. You sort of all looking at each other, going, "Now we killed him, right?"
Mm-hmm.
But so here you are. You're essentially the mission that you set for yourselves was success. You drew out a Drake Rider from the villa and ambushed him in such a way that he died, he was killed. So
Storm goes back to regular size.
Okay, one less creature that you have.
2 Drake Riders gone, right? And there's 4 all told that we're aware of.
There was 4 all told.
We've dispatched 3 of them.
And you
that's
dispatched,
well, one was dead already when we got there, right?
I mean, there is a possibility that the one you guys
Yeah, there's
interrogated.
one
We
escaped,
killed 2, one's teleported away.
Yeah, one's teleported away.
but he's like badly wounded.
He was real. I mean, yeah,
His Drake
really
and he
badly
were
wounded.
both badly. I don't
And
think
so
he
was his Drake.
I'm going to give
He could be a future. Go ahead.
31 points of healing to Flashheart.
Oh, thank you so much.
How are you doing, Chuck, on spells?
I have.
Just percentage-wise.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I've used 2, 1 3rd level and 1 4th level.
Okay. I was gonna say I've only used 3 spells, so I'm still in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Unless I maxed myself out on healing. But
Yeah, I still have all mine.
Do you? Sweet. Okay, as soon as we get to the place, cast all your spells at once, Don.
Okay.
Do I still show injured on the map? Because I maxed myself on healing, but it still shows being injured.
Hold on. Let me see. No, you're at max. I think it's because it's just overlapping a little bit with Ohm, who apparently is not showing his health bar. Hold on.
Yeah, there's a weird gray piece in the middle of my health bar.
There we go. That's a little better there.
You see the gray spot on my health bar, in between the reds?
No.
I can't explain it. All right, never mind.
Hold on a second. Let me get close here.
Oh wait. Maybe this one save change. There was another one of the health bar. One of the bars had stuff in it. No, it didn't help.
No, I don't see any problems with your health bar.
All right. Must be user error.
It's okay. We'll just take 8 points off just as a punishment for wasting everybody's time.
For me, I don't see Gato or Fletcher's health bars either.
All right, hold on. Let me fix that. Let's get everybody in business here. Gato. Okay. How about now? Can we everybody see everybody's health bar?
I don't see Fletcher's.
I see everybody's.
I see everybody's.
I'll refresh.
I see Fletcher's. You should see. Yeah, it's there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just thin.
Yeah, his is pretty thin compared to the
It
rest of them.
seems kind of thin, and it's right on top of the other red lines where the things are. So
Let me see if I can fix that thinness there. I wonder what the problem is here.
Option for that I should have.
I see Fletcher's now.
All right.
Thin still.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I see the problem. Fletcher doesn't have any hit points
No, I just
listed
took them
here.
away.
Okay, well, put them
I'm
back.
experimenting. No, that didn't help.
Stop experimenting.
Sorry, I'll go back to red.
It's trippy, man.
Stop experimenting.
I see why mine is gray in the middle is because if you look close, it shows my hit points. Like the numbers are right on the bar for me, which I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah, you see your numbers though.
right.
Okay. I just don't remember seeing that before.
Yeah, they are making like little improvements every.
A little recent improvement. Yeah.
I'm going to animate my character to be,
Why is it not?
Well, mine is there. It's just let's not hold up the game.
Oh, I see the problem. You have standard. There you go. Better.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got
There
it.
we
You
go.
have you had compacts listed as opposed to standard. Okay, so eventually the chain of perdition is going to wink out.
I love that chain.
And I guess I'm curious as to what is your next move, because now you're about between a mile and a half away from the villa. You can see the tower from here. You cannot see any of the people there, and you don't see any of the other Drake riders. But you have got a fair amount of information from Storm overflying it, and from the guy that you interrogated, the Drake rider that you interrogated. So I'm curious, what's your next move?
The power with the gang here. Do we know, would the hag feel if her demon disappeared or not? I don't know how we can play it off that he's still around, but
That's an Illendar question because he's a summoner.
Okay, Matt's a lot lower than everyone else. I'm having a hard time understanding Matt.
oh, sorry. Can you hear me better now?
I'll just crank my speakers wide open so no one else say anything.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the hag, would she notice that her demon's gone? Like, could she sense it? Sense it?
Sense that it's gone. Yeah, I think she would.
All right. So there's no point in trying subterfuge. I don't know what subterfuge would work, but I was just curious.
They know we're here.
If it was done by a typical summoning spell, then yes. Although summoning spells only last for small amounts of time, and apparently she's had these for days, so this is something other than a typical summoning spell.
Got it. And then when we looked at the Villa Wreck before, or the Villa Ruins before, I think there was an upper level that we thought about maybe having Storm drop one or more of us off on there. And then hold a
I think we should go by land up there, and if something comes out to greet us, so much the better. We can.
Yep.
Okay. Now we got this thing.
So I think you're referring to this area right here, the little terrace, right?
Right there.
So I'm thinking, depending on what the group thinks, I'm thinking maybe drop Fletcher and myself up there to hold a beachhead while everybody else either comes in secondary waves or finds another way.
Well, didn't you say
into the villa once we distract them?
But didn't you say that's only like 5 feet up or 6 feet up or something like that?
It's about 8 feet off the ground.
8 feet.
But what Storm told you is that it was right next to where one of the Drake riders was perched. Now, what Storm can't tell you is which one of the Drake riders came. So if you remember what the guy told you, there was a Drake rider here.
Right, there was one right next to it, and then one on the opposite
one
side.
right here. Yeah, sort of at the
This
corner.
one here.
So that would be like right here. From the point of view. So it was very close, but 20 to 25 feet away from that little terrace there, that little 5-foot terrace that led to the stairs. But you don't know which one lifted off and chased Storm.
Or
And you can't
they
see
could have
the
switched
ones.
either way also.
Yeah, and they could have switched. I mean, you got to assume that they're on alert. They've lost 3 Drake riders already. 2 at a minimum, 3 already. You got to figure that Jaronicka, as the summoner, knows that at least 2 of them are dead and sent back to the abyss.
Right. So
She knows you guys are not demons. She knows you guys are elves and men, what the guy referred to as elves and men. So she knows that you guys are not supposed to be here.
we get told that a lot, actually.
Try to talk to the succubus, Mike.
Do
For
what?
battle,
Tried to talk to the succubus. She was.
If you ask Ilendar that, he'll say this was not a communication initiated by me, and I don't have the ability or the power to initiate something like that. She came to me, and we had a conversation as long as she was willing it. But since that initial contact, I've not heard anything else. And like I said, I've got no ability to communicate with her through my magic means. So I've not heard anything from her from the initial.
I like the new deal.
At least he's a happy dead guy.
With a mole.
Mohawk.
But for battle purposes, does it really matter which Drake rider is there?
I don't think it does because, I mean, for one thing, we've got to approach on land. We don't have a way to approach on air.
Well, like you said, unless you have Fletcher or myself dropped off by Storm, right? Otherwise,
Well,
yeah,
Storm has to be large to do that. I can't do those indefinitely. And she can only carry one person at a time.
And the Drake rider said that depending on her elevation and her speed, the likelihood was that she wasn't going to be able to get closer than maybe a quarter to a half a mile before getting spotted. And Storm would say that she's like, I got within about, so she did a couple of things. One, she overflew the place really high.
Right.
So
That
that
was
she
the
could
reconnaissance one.
Yeah, the reconnaissance one to sort of confirm what the Drake rider said, and she did in large part confirm it. That's where she also discovered the little terrace with the stairs that go into the courtyard, because the Drake rider didn't mention that. Now, you guys don't know at this point whether he knew about that and just left it out, or he simply didn't know. It's really sort of weirdly concealed. And considering the way that they've gone at to try and attack the succubus, it's possible they don't even know that that's there.
So I would say, since we're approaching from this side anyway, well, if you go back to this main map, we're approaching from this side anyway, Les said.
Mm-hmm.
I say we stay on the ground and walk up to here, and if we can get all the way to here because the Drake rider that's on this corner isn't there, then great. If not, even if he is there, he's either going to come out and engage us or something. Either way.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, do we want to put all our eggs in one basket, or can we try to have maybe part of the squad as they either come from a different angle or be in a surprise position where they can.
Okay, I've got one thing I can do that can get us a pretty good distraction. They know that we've used Storm to lure off one of their guys. I can send Storm over to towards this side of the place. And basically, she's trying to do the same thing again. They're not going to fall for it, but they might think, oh, okay, those 2 humans are trying to lure someone else off. But if I can just get her in the air trying to screw with them over here, that will have attention over there as we approach by land to over here.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. The original discussion was about having Storm approach from the north and you guys approach from the south. The idea being that, Storm is a diversion, and that, if Jaronicka's focus is to the north, you guys can get in the gate. But in this case, maybe you don't need to get in the front gate.
We don't want to get in the front. We want to go in this way. And so Storm would be over on the opposite side, like she's trying to get them to follow her. Like I said, we know that won't work, but it would be a plan they could expect some stupid humans to be trying, again, since it worked last time.
True.
And then we're approaching by land on the opposite direction. We get up to this thing, and either by Gato climbing up there and then letting us, rope up there so the rest of us can climb up, or whatever. One thing I can do is once per day, I can call Storm back to me instantly. And so even if they do start chasing her, or if while she's way over here, we're inside and ready to go, then I can instantly call her back to me, and then we can do our assault.
Well, and another question, the orange circle that's around the tower where the succubus is held up, that's a circle that they can't penetrate.
Well, yeah, that's what he told you, is that they were unable to penetrate that. They were unable to get close enough to the tower to really sort of lay siege to it, which is what they wanted to do.
So what I'm thinking is,
she got in there and pulled up in there.
Since our goal is the tower that's in the rear corner of this, if we can get to the tower where the succubus is, we'll be inside that orange circle. So we have something to basically do.
We have a safe space.
We have hit and run attack opportunity.
Exactly. I like that.
You come out of that, you hit them, you run back, they can't chase you backwards.
Yep. And we've got, Deadeye over here with the bow. She can be accosting them with the ranged, which would force them to either try and come at us or back away.
Right. And the other thing, that tower that the succubus in is kind of a cone at the top. But if I remember correctly, there was a window. So if we have the ability to have someone spider climb or float up or whatever, there's a chance that we could make contact with the succubus within the safe zone that she's got set up.
Well, the thing, it wasn't so much a window. The windows, so what the Drake Runner told you is the windows themselves were bricked up, but there were sort of like arrow slits that were like not bricked up. So there was like regular windows in the tower. It's a bell tower. So normal bell towers will have these like, here, let me show you. Hold on a second. Let me just show you what it looks like. So this is kind of a really kind of good representation of what the tower looks like. So imagine a conical tower on the top of that thing there. Hold on. Fuck this up. But you see how they have these windows like right here. So those are normal size sort of medieval style Gothic windows, but they're bricked up except for like an area maybe like 6 inches wide, and that's what the Drake Rider would tell you is that's where Arunchalé is actually. She has a bow, and she actually was firing out through there at them, sort of on the edge of this border, this forbidden zone. So she somehow enacted this forbidden zone from inside the tower, and then as they sort of were clustered around the edges of it, she peppered them with arrows, killed several of the demons.
So then we'd have additional air support at that point.
Right.
Or bow support, if we can get into that orange circle and fight from there.
I like that. So what do you guys think about using Storm's diversion, approaching by land, and then trying to get into that safe zone through that stairwell?
Other than the Drake Rider, what else do we think we might run into on that approach?
What did he say? There was a couple of demons.
He said there was an insect demon that he said was the guardian of the front gate.
At the front door? Okay.
And then Jaronicka herself, she's over in a smaller tower that's still roofed, like over here.
Right.
And then in the area, with the way he described it, was the courtyard, which is the courtyard of the bell tower, which is sort of a squared off area here. This is where most of the casualties of the initial battle with Arunchalé occurred. But one of the things that Jaronicka did was she either summoned or brought forth some Grimslakes, which are abyssal sort of worms. Do you guys know what a Grimslake is?
Big worm.
It's sort of like a big worm. I'm looking for the thing. It's a maggot-like creature with a long tail covered with frightening hooked suckers. It is large, so it is about 12 feet long. And has another thing is that its scales are known to be razor sharp.
And those are in the courtyard?
And there are several of them in the courtyard. He didn't know how many, or at least he didn't say how many.
Okay.
Quick question. Are these dune worms?
No, they're not that big. They're probably like between I would say 10 and 15 feet long individually.
So they're
Yeah,
large, but not huge.
Yeah.
I guess I'm more
8 to 12
concerned.
feet.
I'm more concerned getting the tremors treatment where they're popping out of the ground, or are they they're just sliding along top of the ground. I just want to know, are these burrowers we have to worry about?
I don't know. They're extraplanar aberrations. Does anybody have knowledge planes?
Oh yeah.
Pretty
Yes,
sure
but
I
not
do.
this character.
Oh, that's handy. Let's see, Gatto, you're going with the teats on a bull defense.
Yeah, I have knowledge planes. I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I say you're free to probably have better knowledge.
What do you
14.
got? Hold on. What do you got?
Not much. 14.
14. Yeah, you're not sure if they can burrow or not, but they are chitinous plated worms, so it would not be out of the realm of possibility if they could burrow.
Okay.
Basically, unless something comes out after us, we don't expect to run in anything until we get there.
I'm a paladin, so I can't spell worm without a Y. So
I'm writing that down.
So in that case, Mike, I think your plan is great.
Okay.
let's do it.
Let's
I'm
do it.
on the shiny distraction squad, whatever that is, because I got no stealth ability with the paladin here. And I can certainly.
Well, we're just going to approach my line as a group.
I could
If she
try
wants
and
to see
draw
something out
Jaronicka
after us, great. We'll find it out in the field.
Right, exactly.
Well, do you have like a knowledge tactics or knowledge military tactics or anything like that?
Yeah.
I would think you would have some of that because you're a captain in a dwarven army, so you would know at least if you have a specific knowledge. Oh, okay, 22.
I'm gonna mute myself.
So, so Ohm would say, as you guys are talking about, well, we'll just meet them on the field of battle if they come out to see us. And Ohm steps in and says, hey, look, they've got the defensive bulwarks here. There's only a couple of ways in this place. Now, what he says is like, look, we know that there's a secret way in, this terrace and the downstairs steps, which they may or may not know about. But if we just roll up on these things, there's no guarantee that they're going to come rushing out to fight us one-on-one with a bunch of, as gentlemen might.
Well, that's good. We want that.
He goes, if it was me, I would wait inside. And maybe, harry you from the air, which they've tried already and might have learned their lesson.
Actually, no one who we've beat by our tactics has made it back here to tell them what our tactics are. So.
Correct, but they know that they haven't. What they do know is that they haven't made it back.
Yeah.
I would request them to fight a single file.
Like in a karate movie.
Yeah, exactly.
One at a time, please.
Yes, one at a time. And
Line form to the right.
so yeah, I agree. I hope they're going to stay in there, but if not, if they're going to be stupid to come out one at a time, then yeah, we'll do that. But hoping they stay, behind their walls, and then we can get in and go down these steps right into this protected area.
But that's why we're not worried about stealth, because they're not going to come out together. If they do, that would
Right. And you know what? The distraction hopefully will keep them, distracted enough so that they won't see us or worry about us.
Yeah, I'm game.
Yeah, look at the flying dragon.
Mm-hmm.
All the while Storm's going, I'm not a damn dragon.
Still going to be yelling down, I'm not.
Okay, hold on a second.
If Storm's going to be doing that, we can send Otto ahead and maybe scope it out. He's fast.
And stealthy.
Yeah, and stealthy. We can slip him in ahead and see if he can give us an idea where the Drake is. And I just don't know if that's going to draw more attention or not. It just depends on if he's spotted.
I think we should keep him in front of us to can he leap 8 feet up onto that? How big is he? What if he can leap 8 feet? Anyway,
I'm pretty sure he can leap 8 feet, yeah.
Storm's going to be up there and she can communicate with me as long as she's on this plane. So she'll be able to call back once she gets overhead to do the distraction that, oh, by the way, they're, so-and-so is here.
Yeah.
And the other thing is if we want aerial recon on the other side, the owl can do it.
Yep.
He's pretty stealthy.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Well, he's pretty stealthy until I have to roll, because then my rolls suck.
Because then the chuck effect takes
Exactly.
Okay, so let's do a summary version. What's the plan?
Plan is, as we start walking that direction,
Okay.
I'm going to send Storm up. She's going to fly overhead.
How high is she going to be in provocative,
Well, actually, you know what?
stance, or
You know what? She's going to fly in a wide berth around this direction,
around from the
a
south?
mile and a half away.
Okay.
And then when she gets to, this corner or whatever, and she's going to be doing all of her distractions over here, when she gets over this way about a mile away, then she'll approach and then start trying to peel them off to this side.
Okay.
And while she's doing that the whole time, we're still going to be walking straight towards this thing right here.
You're walking towards that terrace. Okay.
And do we want to have Siggy go in and fly maybe to this area to get a good idea of where the pieces are if they're visible?
Actually, if Siggy could like land right on the top of this roof right here, he'd be in the protected zone.
Right, or on one of those arrow ledges. Siggy's tall, so he can get wherever.
And then he can just sit there and he can give us any intel, and then we'll send Otto to just go to the platform first.
Can Otto jump 8 feet in the air? Never mind. It's a Black Panther. Never mind.
Yes.
What did I read somewhere that like lions or leopards or something can jump like 25 feet in the air? And the picture accompanying this thing was like a group of people standing around, and then this lion like way up in the air, like coming down on him, like aha! I was just like, holy shit! If they could actually do that, all bets are off. I'm never going to the zoo again.
There was a
that orange zone. Do we know that it's not a dome, or how does that work? Do we know that she can come in from the top, Ziggy?
The way the guy described it was that he suspected that it might be a sphere of some sort, because he would have told you that that Jaronicka tried to send the Grimslakes underneath to try and burrow up from underneath, and they couldn't get close either.
And that's a good question. At this point, we don't know exactly what it is, but we know it keeps out enemies. So we're hoping that since the succubus made contact with Ilindar and perceives us as friendly, that it means we and by extension the owl will be able to get through it.
I'm really hoping it's just something that keeps out either evil outsiders or just evil, and that should allow us to approach.
Guys, Black Panther can jump 15 feet vertically and 45 feet horizontally.
Holy
shit!
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool if you're not like out in the woods. It's pretty cool if they're in a cage with a lid.
And not to take over anything, but there was a video that somebody put out at one point in time. I think it was a jaguar. It was one of the big cats. And it was laid down on its stomach, crouched up in tall grass, as these deer-like creatures were jumping over this area as they were going on their migration. And this thing timed one, leapt up and took it at about 15 feet in the air. And by the time he landed, he had both claws in its chest and his mouth around its neck.
Not a bad way to go, I could think of worse.
So that's how this thing gets dinner. Yes, they can jump that far.
The Black Panther is the same as a black jaguar. I've heard that before. I've been looking at it. It's just, yeah.
So I read it. So I also read a thing, since we're talking about big cats, that leopards like to bring their food up into trees to eat.
Yeah.
Like way high up in trees, where like sometimes where you can't see them. So there was.
Otherwise, like hyenas and stuff overwhelm them and take it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll come and take their food.
I watched. I saw like a picture from like Africa or something, wherever they are, wherever these cats live, and there was a sign sort of near this sort of like little forest that said, "Please watch out for falling carcasses." Because sometimes the cats will like leave, they'll get done eating and they'll go away and leave the stuff up in the tree. And occasionally, wind blows and the shit will just, like a dead deer body will just fall on you out of a tree. I'm just like, you know what? I like living in the suburbs.
That would make a good story. How'd you get injured? Yeah, a carcass fell on me.
Carcass fell on me. You know what kind of crazy diseases and infections you can get from a carcass falling on you?
I don't want to find out, actually.
You probably get Ebola right off the bat. That's just the start. All right. So, enough carcass talk. Let's make some carcasses out of you guys. All right, so you guys are approaching from the east. So let me get this straight. So Storm is going to take off by herself, enlarged or same size?
Same normal size.
Normal size. So she's going to take off to the south and wheel around in a great arc to come back towards the villa from, I want to say, the southwest, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But she's going to be either flying very low or very high?
She'll be about medium because she wants to get their attention.
She wants to get their attention. Okay. And then,
I just don't want them to see which direction she approached from. Or I want them to think that she approached from the southwest, not.
All right, so she was successful going very high with these guys. So when she takes off, she's gonna go southwest, like when she leaves you guys, but she's gonna go real high.
Real high, get all the way around to where when they see her approaching, they see her approaching from the southwest.
She's coming from the southwest, and she's actually will be descending at them.
Descending, and she's gonna do whatever provocation she did to try and get the other one to follow her.
Okay.
She's gonna be doing the same thing.
Okay.
Trying to bait the other rider to follow her.
Okay, got it. Okay, Siggy, what is Siggy doing?
Siggy's going to fly low.
Okay.
To try to evade attention.
Okay.
And she's going to come in from the either due east or southeast, whichever one works best.
Gotcha. Okay.
And try to come in to this protected zone, or what we understand is a protected zone.
Okay.
And then fly up to the top of that tower
and land on it
so that she can perch on that pinnacle on the very top and see where everything is, what's moving, that kind of thing, but from within the protected zone.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, cool. All right. So Siggy, Siggy would probably arrive. Siggy moves fast. Owls fly fast. So, and she's going to be flying low to stay out of sight. She would probably arrive at the tower quite a bit in advance of the rest of you, correct?
Yeah, Siggy's flight is 80.
80. Okay, yes. She moves really fast. So what is Siggy's alignment?
Siggy is neutral, I believe, but let me double check that. Okay. Yes, true neutral.
Chaotic evil.
Small animal.
Okay. All right. Small animal, neutral. Let me just make sure that. Okay. Okay. So she's true neutral. All right. I got to check something here real quick. I did have this here. Ah, poo. Okay, hold on. Yeah, keep not working with me here. Not you guys. You guys are fine. Okay. Nope. All right, here we go. So for
yeah.
Chaotic neutral. So okay. All right. So I am going to need a will save from Siggy, and that is factored for spell resistance. Does Siggy have any spell resistance?
I'm pretty sure not. Hang on, let me find out what her will is.
Yes, I'm not going to take it tomorrow, I think.
Here we go. +2.
Put that little crock pot on the table.
13.
13. All right. So that is not going to be enough. So Siggy gets close. She's like flying low, and she gets within 60 feet of the thing, and she can feel that there is some sort of field. So she can feel passing through this sort of like field that emanates from the tower.
Mhm.
As she gets even closer, she passes the 30-foot barrier, and it's like she hits another secondary field, and it's like a slap in the face. So I hate to say this, but she missed her will save. So Siggy's going to take some damage.
Okay, sorry guys, I'm going to kill the succubus.
And it's kind of a lot of damage. How many hit points does Siggy have?
40.
She takes 26 points of damage.
Sweet Jesus.
And is thrown backwards, away back into the thing. So she's made it to within. So there's there's two separate spherical fields around the tower. One that goes out to 30 feet, one that goes out to 60 feet. She got within the 60 feet one, no problem. She hit that 30-foot one like a bullet hitting a wall, and it just was like bang, and she was like knocked backwards, and her feathers out, and 26 points of damage.
Okay. Well,
So
we're not on the
she's sort
map,
of-
so I can't adjust for that at the moment. But
I'll adjust for it. Don't worry.
Thank you.
She is flying back to you, and is feeling very much put upon because she's down to like 14 hit points.
Yeah, she won't be doing that again.
well, I can share spells, so as soon as she gets out of the range of that, I'm going to heal her.
Okay, Mike. Actually, Mike, do you have your Gmail open right now?
Gmail. Oh, you want to hang on?
Or Hangouts or anything.
Hangouts. I can pull Hangouts up if you want that.
Just if you pull a Gmail, I just sent you a text in Gmail because if I send you texts in Roll20, it shows up on the thing.
How do you do text in Gmail?
It's just this.
It's Hangouts.
Yeah, it's Hangouts.
Oh, okay.
I sent you one. It should say like this. You see it?
What do you mean I'm possessed?
Just read the whole thing.
Okay, don't read out loud.
Okay, I can see the message. And no, I won't attack them just yet.
Hold on. All right, I gotta fix the spelling. Okay, because I'm a terrible speller. Actually, I'm a good speller. I'm a terrible typist.
I'm a terrible speller, so I should probably be able to understand it.
Okay, it's like phonetic. Just go phonetically. All right. Okay, sorry. Talk amongst yourselves, people. Well, basically, what at this point, Lothar, you would be like, I mean, you're shocked because this you could personally feel the impact as Siggy hits this.
What the hell was that?
This like a brick wall, and you're just like, oh my god, something. Everybody's like, Lothar, are you okay? And he's like, something bad happened to Siggy. I don't know what. At which point you see Ilindar sort of like begin staring off into space. And Gatto, you say, hey, what's with you? And he just holds up a hand.
Yeah, pretty much that's what happens. The hand would go up.
Talk to the hand. Loser.
Start talking right to his hand.
What is
what's
going
going on
on?
with Ilindar?
So Max Siggy back out on her way back.
On second thought, I think I will attack now. It's less.
Perfect. Okay, I'm sending you another extra magic item to use against them.
It's an artifact, right?
Yeah. Big one. You've heard of the Rod of Seven Parts, right?
Okay.
Hand goes down.
See that?
And suddenly you see a big rod in his hand. It looks like it's made by dwarves. It looks like it's cut into 7 pieces. And he sort of turns it on Gato.
And jabs him with it. Oh.
It sticks him, it bashes him with it.
Okay, has it still been less than a minute? I used my +1.
I'm going to tell them the succubus has reached out. She's got a forbidden surrounder that she won't drop. That's her only protection. But she did tell me the hag is watching us approach.
So Lothar, give me a knowledge divine magic or knowledge arcana, whichever you have listed in your skills.
I have neither.
Oh shit. Do you
I have knowledge religion.
Yes, that would work.
Religion, planes, and nature are my knowledges.
Religion. Give me a religion.
Actually, I spellcraft if it's a spell.
Oh, good God. That sucked too.
Oh man, you are
A natural 4.
You're like, I'm nothing without my books.
No, I'm thinking this dice roller is hating me again.
Try spellcraft, Elendar. You come from a place that is weirdly clerical.
Spellcraft. Man, I am never letting Bardos out of my sight after this.
Oh, we're going to have some conversations about Bardos maybe later tonight. And how dead he is.
How utterly dead he is. You said spellcraft?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have no idea what she's talking about from the Forbiddens, you know? That kind of
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's a forbidden. So
like,
it's
I don't know, it's some sort of cleric bullshit to me. I don't know. It's, you know. Whatever it is, Siggy hit it like a ton of bricks. And so tell, I mean, up to you, Elendar, but if you want to tell them what she said, you certainly can.
Well, she just said, don't send your creatures to me. She said she's got a forbiddance that's protecting her. She says they are waiting for you. She can see them basically watching us approach. So they know we're coming.
To save the day.
We should do like the opening of the Monkeys, where we're linked in arms and.
I love it.
I think that's the banana splits, isn't it?
Reno would never do that, but that's cool. Mama would do it in a heartbeat.
Actually, you know what? I don't need to type this since I'm going to start.
You just spit it out?
Yeah. So basically, I'm going to ask her, is our diversion working at all? Are there any eyes off to the south where my Eidolon is?
She says that...
I'm sorry, southwest.
She says nobody's focusing on the southwest. They have come to face the east. Jaronicka is on the battlements watching you through a spyglass. She can see you. I have not seen her look to the southeast.
Okay, that's exactly what we do. What Don just did, we all just do that.
And then you hear in your head, wait, Jaronicka just looked away. She seems cursing on something. She's cursing. She has not sorted the last
last Drake Rider.
She has not sorted them. She's actually, so what she'll tell you is she actually has the the cricket. The way she calls it, she's the cricket demon. Is bringing something out of Jaronicka's tower and giving it to the Drake Riders. These they look to be like large gourds or bottles.
Like bombs?
I don't know. They're bottles of some sort, like big ones, like this something that might
Hit the ground and explode?
She goes, I don't know, but there's like he has like 6 or 8 of them, and they're strapping him to his harness.
Okay.
They could be bombs. They look like to her eyes they look like bottles or the word she uses is gourds.
Okay, I'm going to tell these guys that it looks like they're strapping up the rider with some kind of bomb. And I tell Storm, get to the compound as quick as you can. I need you to engage the last remaining rider. If he takes off heading our direction, I need you to engage him immediately.
Get to the chopper.
Okay. All right. So you guys are maybe 3/4 of a mile away, and you can see from where you are now. You can see the walls of the villa. You can see the tower, and if you look closely, you could look like you can see the wings of the Drake. It doesn't look like it has lifted off. Now you have a telepathic bond with Storm, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Storm would tell you she's about a half a mile out. Do you want her to try and attack this guy before he lifts off, or do you want him to? She goes, do you want me to wait until he's in the air and essentially conduct a dogfight?
Not if
You're
it's on
getting
the
too
ground.
close to other people.
Yeah. I'll tell her I don't want you to engage until that rider is safely away from the rest of them. You'll get picked apart if you try to engage them with all of them there.
Okay, so she understands that is that she's supposed to wait until he lifts off and then she's going to
Right.
attack
So
him
she's
again.
actually fairly close. She's probably no more than 400 or 500 feet up in the air away from everything.
Okay.
But she's hovering around the compound.
Okay, so she's actually about a half a mile away. So what she's doing is she's coming from the southwest. So you remember she took off from the east,
Right.
Big sort of loop because you wanted her to come back across from
Right.
the southwest. So what she's doing right now is she's essentially accelerated that program where she's like saying, "Okay, I'm coming in now," and she's like sort of coming down. And I mean, it's when you're talking about aerial battles with creatures, it's the same sort of thing. She's coming out of the sky. That, and descending towards them and beginning to sort of make a pass. She's going to eventually what she'll do is make a pass over the thing. If she feels like that the guy hasn't lifted off yet, what she's going to do is she's going to get to about a quarter mile away and sort of spear off.
And basically just circle around the place.
Yeah, and circle. Not around the building, but sort of circle. I mean, it's like a clover leaf behind in the southwest. So she'll stay southwest.
I'll tell her to just hover over the thing. As long as she stays about 300 or 400 feet up, she's out of any kind of ranged weapon.
Well, but no, she'll get spotted.
I'm fine with her getting spotted.
Well, yeah, but then the ranged weapons, I mean, you don't know what kind of ranged weapons they have. What if it's a fireball?
I think she can handle it.
Okay, so you want her to come and down to about 300, 400 feet.
300 to 400 feet, and then sort of
circle the
circle on,
complex.
and then basically circle about. If you're on the ground, if you put like one of those little things that you make the circles out of, basically about 100 feet out, make a circle around the compound.
Okay.
He's about 400 feet up, making that 100-foot diameter, or actually, how big the compound is.
Okay.
So she's probably at any time between 500 and 600 feet away from the very center of this compound, the ground of the center of the compound.
Okay. Okay, this is the noise that Storm hears in her mind as she's coming in.
Is this from Top Gun?
This is Push It to the Limit from Scarface.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this is what she hears as she so she comes down low and begins making a loop around the thing. Is anybody else reminded of the point where in Aliens where they make a loop around the around the base?
Yeah,
everything's dead. All right, she's going to do that. Now, you guys are about a half a mile away. What are you going to do? So Ilindar, you hear Arunchale tell you that they're watching you, and she's like, they're loading up this guy with some sort of bottles, bombs maybe, and he's going to take off pretty soon. Once they get him loaded up, the cricket demon, and it's a weird. She's speaking in probably not common. You speak Abyssal, right?
Yep.
Okay, so she's speaking in Abyssal, and she says, but the word doesn't translate directly, but it's like cricket demon. So that you're assuming that means the insect creature, because the other guy spoke to you guys when you guys were interrogating him. He spoke in common, but Arushale doesn't. So she's saying the cricket demon is helping them load things. So they're all at that one place. And he's going to launch off soon. So you guys are a half mile away. What are you going to do? I mean, you're going to like rush up there? You can see sort of storm coming down out of the sky towards the complex.
How far? Half mile, you said?
About a half a mile away.
I'm just letting them know if they fly overhead, they've got these bombs of stuff. I'm sure they're going to drop on us. So we'll have to spread out, and we're kind of sitting.
Spread out,
So you guys are going to spread out.
And how many missile weapons do we have? I'm not good for missile weapon combat.
I've got a crossbow, but
Ohm says that crossbow doesn't work.
right.
I have 10 arrows. Does anyone have a lot of arrows?
Rena does. She's got a.
Yeah, I've got abundant ammunition.
Well,
So
that same thing where you said like keeping storm 300 or 400 feet above the complex. That same process works for the Drake Riders. You gotta figure they've learned their lesson.
But this one doesn't know about anything else that's happened.
But they're loading them up with bombs, and he doesn't have to be at 20 feet to drop bombs on you guys.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Could be free to do her rope trick with her dragon.
That's why I've got Storm there, ready to engage if he lifts off. I asked Storm, is there always a demon? Is that demon always right up next to the Dragon Rider? Or is there like a minute at a time where it's just the Drake Rider just sitting on the thing by himself?
Are you asking Storm or are you asking Arushale?
Storm. Or Arushale. Arushale's got a good bird's eye view too.
She's looking right down on him.
Yeah. Basically tell her I want to know if Storm can do a hit and run attack and not get ambushed by every single creature there.
She tells you that she thinks that the Drake Rider is going to be lifting off in about 10 to 15 seconds. They've almost got him loaded up.
Okay, then I'm going to tell Storm, get ready to start your dive and hit that guy hard.
Okay. Storm's like, aye, Captain. And you can see her. I mean, you're watching her, and she's just a black speck from where you guys are. You can see it sort of begin to descend, sort of like the thing. And because of your contact, that she's like, folded wings in, full dive, headed right for the compound. Let's go ahead and switch to the compound map because there's going to be a lot of interesting things happen, I think. All right. Can you guys see that?
Les, while you were asking what we were doing, we were kind of a non-activity. I was casting resistance on everybody.
Resistance?
Just a 0 level. It's a +1 resistance on saving throws.
Okay. How long does it last?
Oh, hell. 1 minute. I thought it was 7 minutes. Never mind. That's a waste of time. We won't be there. I thought it was 7 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, it's not going to last long enough.
Yeah. It's a waste of time.
From the ground, you cannot see heading, but you can see that this guy takes off. I'm just going to put him right over here because I have a feeling that combat's going to take place like right over there. But we're going to try and stay on this board, I think.
Save abundant ammunition right now.
And you can see. Hold on. You guys are down here. See your guys?
No. Oh yeah.
So you guys are just down there. I just put your characters down there because but you're coming from the east. So I guess what I want is to know. So we're
kind of spreading out to where no one's within at least 10 to 15 feet of anybody else. So if they are dropping bombs with splash damage, the best they can do is hit one of us.
Because we don't know whether it's fire or acid. That's the two options.
Right, yeah, we don't know.
Because we can do some resist energy. Does anybody have resist energy? I guess once we know what it is.
All right, now I think we got. We're cooking with gas.
I think I have resist energy. Isn't that the dragon skill I have? I learned in Gato for a while. Let's just take a look. Where's my?
All right. So how much are you guys putting as you guys approach? Are you going to run up, or are you going to continue walking and forward, and just get?
No, I have resist elements. Sorry.
Showered in bombs, or how's that working?
Use the same initiative, Les?
No, we're going to re-roll for initiative.
I think we should run, shouldn't we? For cover.
Just spread out.
The problem is
spread out.
The problem
we can't really outrun it, so just spread out for now.
Very little.
Spread out. Use ranged weapons to attack, and hoping Storm can do a hat trick.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and put Storm next to the guy. Storm, well, no, wait a second. What's Storm's speed?
60.
60. All right, so the Drake is 60 as well. I don't know why it's acting so shitty. So I think, considering this guy, I think it may take. So here's what's going to happen. It's going to take several rounds, but here's what's going to happen. The guy lifts off from the Drake Rider lifts off from his perch on the northeast corner with whatever bombs he has, and he is now gets up to speed and is flying towards you. But he seems to be moving slowly, but he also is going very high. So he's probably 500 or 600 feet up. And you can see Storm, who has come down sort of towards the complex, is beginning to go back up to sort of match altitude with this guy. Now you're not sure. Let me roll a perception check.
No, she should have been getting extra speed as she was diving.
Yeah, but she can't go faster than her regular speed. He's going slower than 60, but not much. It's going to take her some time to sort of catch up. And she's got to gain altitudes because he's lifted off and gone straight up practically, and then begins going east towards you guys. So he's going high. She's got to come back up to high, but they will meet probably. Well, he's going to be able to drop some bombs on you by the time that they meet because you're only about probably a third of a mile away. So he's going.
She was right above him, about 300 to 400 feet, and we were 3/4 mile away, and she can't close the distance with him being on above him before he reaches us. Because she would have been coming in as he was taking off. She'd have been coming in. Yeah. She would have caught him on the way up.
10 feet. Yeah, she would get. Yeah, she would
fly-by attack.
She would. No, well, here's the thing. She would catch up to him. You're right. So it would probably be.
She would have caught him before
he would still be a quarter mile away when she catches up with him, around there. So about halfway to you, she catches up with him because she's flying. She didn't know when he was going to take off. So she's heading towards his way. She's still circling around. She sees him take off, and she comes and goes after him. Now he's only going a little bit slower than his thing because usually they would go the same speed, and if they're going the same speed, she doesn't catch up. But she's only catching up a little bit at a time because he gets up to speed very quickly. So he's coming towards you. She catches up to him about a quarter mile away from where you guys are. You can see him coming at you, but he's staying very high, and she's like, you can see Storm sort of rising up towards him, but she does catch up with him. Now let me do a perception check to see if he spots her coming up behind because he is focused on you guys. So I'm going to say that's a DC 20 perception check because he might indeed be in contact with Jaronicka, and Jaronicka might tip him off to that. So he has +8 perception.
The bombs, the boards, whatever. Can they?
Well, it's a good thing I got that out of the way.
Yeah.
So he does. You believe he begins to start doing what you would otherwise call sort of evading maneuvers. Sort of he's starting to do kind of like zigs and zags. He's still coming towards you guys, and Storm is like staying with him. That kind of thing, kind of chasing him. Unless you give her other orders, that's what she's going to do.
Yeah, she's trying to knock him off.
Just harry him, yeah.
What are you going to do? With you guys down on the ground.
Get her.
Are the bombs exposed, Les? Like, are they all just strapped to the side of this Drake? Do they have a hardness? Are they damageable?
Well, they looked so, according to Arushale, they were in what she referred to as gourds. So you're interpreting that as some sort of opaque bottle of some sort, probably about the size of maybe a basketball.
My question, I guess, is can we attack those and possibly break them on the Drake in the air? Can they
Potentially, sure. I mean, but here's the thing. He's 500 feet in the air.
500 feet. That's really mean.
You got a longbow, right?
But then he still wouldn't be able to drop them on us.
You can drop him.
He's working with a little thing called gravity.
Well, yeah, they're going to fall where he's at. They're not going to fall towards us.
Well, there's still a distance modifier that's going to make it near impossible to hit where he's aiming.
Right.
But if they are bombs, and depending on the type of bomb they will be splash weapons. So
Yeah, we don't know what the splash radius on these are yet.
yeah, and they're
We'll
bigger.
know a lot more after the first one hits the ground.
So Arushale will tell you that they are basically the way she describes them are large sort of gourds the size of a little basketball, maybe even a little bigger. So maybe 4 to 5 times the size of a normal alchemical bomb. And if the math holds, then the splash would be 4 to 5 times the splash radius. Now, splash radius on a regular alchemical bomb is 5 feet. So the splash radius on something like this that's bigger, 20 feet.
Yeah, but not a quarter mile.
No.
Well, no, he's not dropping them right now. I mean, he was coming.
Well, I think what Farina was asking, though, is what if we attack the bombs and make him force them to drop the bombs now?
Right now he's a quarter mile away. There's no way we're going to hit it.
Yeah, how would you attack?
No, Storm. Instead of Storm trying to unseat him, what if she tried?
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe I was guessing wrong there. I'm sorry.
Hey, Les,
What if they went off in the air?
Yeah.
Was Storm there?
Hey, Les, what about that scale, that Terrandiv scale that allows me to levitate? How high can I levitate?
I
was
think
thinking
the
you could do a
limit
road
on
trip.
that is 50 feet, but let me double check. Hold on a second. I'll get an answer for you. Hold on.
I could give you a nice archery platform.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still talking about, even if you went all the way to the top of that thing, if it's 50 feet, even if you went to the top, you'd still be, I mean, if he stays at 500 feet, it's still,
I'm just trying to figure out what my negative would be. If I'm 110 on a longbow and I get up 50 feet, that's 160. Then to get up to 500, now I'm a -8, right? -2. Gordon thinks it's -2 for every 100 foot.
It's -2 for every 110 feet.
For every 110.
You got a composite longbow, right?
330 plus 1, what would you say, 160 is 10 feet shy. I'd have to take 4 times 2.
Right, -8.
all right.
Yeah.
So I found so cloud walking scale, 3 times per day is a standard action. It can be used to levitate. Pillar of clouds rises above the levitate. It's 5 feet in diameter. So it's as per levitate spell. So let's go ahead and talk.
And then is it going to be based on the level of the spellcaster?
Well, in that case, it's crazy high, but the caster level in this case is 19. So let's see what levitate does. All right, levitate.
No treasure. No treasure. I have no treasure on my treasure list.
Levitate allows you to move yourself and other creature or object up and down as you wish. You can mentally direct the recipient to move up and down as much as 20 feet each round. To my knowledge, and to this thing, there is no limit on height. I do not see any limit on height.
Nice thing about levitating is there's
Nothing holding you on to it.
one thing, but trying to hit you in midair with a basketball is going to be dang near impossible.
But what if he crashes into you? I mean, here's another thing. What if he just bull rushes? I mean,
Into her, right?
if he bull rushes, there's nothing holding her to that scale, to that levitation platform. If he bull rushes into her at 300 feet, that's going to be it for Farina.
I'm going to be dead.
Yep. Unless you have some other way that you can, if you could feather fall or fly or something.
I actually do have. That's like the only thing on my treasure. I just dumped an entire glass of water on my laptop.
Oh no.
Yeah, Gordon's like freaking out back there, rightfully so. So hang on, I got to pull up my spreadsheet again. Go ahead, I'll look and see what I got.
All right. What about the rest of you?
We are scattering.
All right. So you guys are spreading out and continuing to move east.
Yep. Well, that's, I'm going to draw radiance and put my shiny shield up and make as much brightness and as good a target as possible.
Reflect at it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to make as good a target as possible to draw its attention and hopefully minimize its attention on anybody else.
Okay. So, couple of things.
And then I will shoot a quick prayer to Iomade, like, this is a good time to look out for your servant.
This is a good time to look out for your servant. If you think about it. If you're not busy, this would be a good time. All right.
Maybe some flame retardant spell casting would be great.
I think it's going to be about 5 rounds. You guys are moving forward. It's moving towards you. It's going to be about 5 rounds before the Drake Rider gets in bomb range.
We also have wind wall we can use to help protect us if that would deflect them. I don't know if that's so high. That's a lot of gravity. I don't know if a wind wall would do it or not, Les. That's up to you.
I don't think so. It'd be going so fast.
It'd help with the splash damage, though, maybe.
It weighs more than a normal arrow.
Can you put a wind wall horizontally over top of something?
Sure.
So if you
like a dome, a wind dome?
Yeah.
A wind dome. That sounds like a movie.
We have to get to the wind dome. Yeah, you could. I mean, if my recollection serves, you can shape the wind wall basically into any shape you want, as long as you have enough
area of effect.
Yeah, enough of the area. All right, so it's going to be 5 rounds before he drops his first bomb. Now, keep in mind that the first bomb is probably going to take a bunch of penalties, but as he sort of learns what needs to hit you, those penalties may decline.
Okay, guys, keep in mind, even though we're on the map, we are nowhere near the castle. So when you do range to see how close you are to the walls, we're a quarter mile away, actually.
Well, it depends on what you want to do. I've been assuming that you're going to want to try and forestall the bomb guy. But if you guys are going to make it to the walls, you got to figure it this way. If you guys break for the wall, there comes a point where where the bomb guy is going to be reluctant to release bombs that close to the villain for fear of hitting his own guys.
We're also in range of them.
These are all demons. But yeah, you don't know what they're waiting to do.
It just seems like there's some cover with the building too.
From the
the stone walls of the building are about 8 to 10 feet high generally, and they are. Other than there's a lot of rubble and destruction, but it doesn't look like there's any breaches in the walls. The only area where you see that there's a breach in the wall is right here. Can you see that?
Yep.
And then right here where the terrace is. So that area right there, if you can see that, this is the terrace right here. The small terrace that leads down to the courtyard. The tower, Harun Shalay's tower, is right here. Jaronicka's tower is like right here. But you really can't see it from where you are. Everything else is open to the sky. All right. So round 1, Storm versus Drake Rider, and the Drake Rider has spotted Storm and has a bow out.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to fire at Storm. Let's go. Tell you what. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. Oh, excuse me. Let's go ahead and roll initiative And Lothar with a 20.
That come from?
I don't know, but I'm liking it. Gato with an 11.
One more bad roll and I'm rebooting.
Yeah, my rolls tonight have not been nice.
6. Fletcher 6.
I got the gentleman's 11.
19. Farina's 23.
What are you? What?
18. Farina 23, did you say?
Yeah.
Wait, so I can't do anything.
All right, let me go ahead and roll mine. Let's just go ahead and do all these.
That's, well, it's too soon to do that.
And we're all spread out now.
On the map, we're not spread out at all.
Was that not the last directive? Have we not?
We're
Yeah,
supposed to.
we're all spread out, but we can't, with what's down there, we can't spread out far enough. All of us are going to be no closer than 20 foot to the next person.
Yeah.
The wind wall can't be that big.
To be honest, if it's a basketball being dropped hundreds of feet, I don't think a wind wall is going to deflect it much.
I kind of wonder too. That's pretty heavy. With 500 feet of gravity.
If it disrupts,
Yeah.
I would think it would disrupt the.
Well, I guess an arrow's got a lot of force when you think about it that way.
If it,
You know, that's a good, because an arrow is pointy and shot with huge amount of force. That's a less call.
that's a less call.
Well, the wind walls are sufficient. I think it has less to do with the speed with which the arrow is moving as the weight of the arrow. So, is that the wind wall is effective against arrows because they just simply don't weigh very much. But a large creature or some sort of.
You look at the amount of force on the tip of that arrow, though. That's going to be huge.
Sure, absolutely.
Comparative, probably, to a basketball dropping from 500 feet. That's interesting how they figure that.
Okay, one more. Hold on a sec. Almost there. Okay.
Force too, like hitting the water. What is that? I can't think of the scientific word. What's that word for the force?
Ooh, yeah, hold on.
I know what you're going for. I don't know what it is yet.
You talking about kinetic energy, or what are you talking about?
Like, it's the same reason that a person going very fast hitting a piece of water, the water
Has a tension.
has a tension.
Surface
It's
tension.
Yeah, surface tension.
Surface tension.
surface tension. Yeah, that's it. I think a wind wall would have something similar to that. I don't know.
Except it's moving.
Oh yeah, it might blow up on contact to the wind wall.
And like blow it all over all of us so we can equally distribute the hit
There
points.
we go.
Perfect.
That's why Les isn't saying much. He's like, do the wind wall. Do the wind wall.
Yeah, nice solid barrier. That's what I want. But one that doesn't actually have any solidity to it. Now, I think air, it would be different from water. Water has a certain density, and I think,
Right.
To Gordon's point, I think, when people say that water is like, hitting, it's as bad as hitting the ground if you come from a great height. I think it's just the fact that it has any density at all. If you're talking about
strength to it because it joins, it's bonded.
right, yeah, I think it's just because it doesn't have any, there's no resistance, right? I mean, it's all resistance. You're hitting a fluid mass rather than a solid mass, so it won't hurt you as bad as like hitting the ground, but certainly it will. It compresses. A wind wall would not compress. So, and you can pass through a wind wall. The magic of the wind wall, I think, from an arrow standpoint, is that it's disruptive to the flight because of the lightness of the arrows. But if you're
Right.
heavier, like when the Drake Rider passed through the wind wall when you guys were out in the whirlwind, out in the field, it disrupted his attack. And it almost caused him to fall out of his saddle, but it did not stop them from forward motion. It did not change their direction. like it would to an arrow. Arrows don't weigh very much.
Yeah, I think you're right. I can see it that way.
Now, while arrows are designed to put a lot of kinetic energy at the point of impact, all of the kinetic energy from the string of the bow is focused into that one point. The design of that is the idea that it's going, when it hits something hard, it's going to punch through. So a bodkin arrow is the model there. In this case, you've got a whirlwind. There's nothing to punch through, and it's just sort of like batting it around, which is the case there, I think. All right. So Lothar. So first round, and what did I say? 6 rounds before? I said 6 rounds before it reaches you guys, right?
I thought you said
Yes.
5.
Okay, so it's going to be 6 rounds before the first bomb happens. You guys are about a half mile away from the villa. So first things first, Farina, I'm assuming you're running. You guys are at a double step. You've spread out and you're moving towards the villa at roughly the same speed. I'm assuming that's going to be double movement rate.
So is that double speed, double movement?
Can be. Will disallow you from doing other things, though.
I want to put on an animal in my.
Like an animal skin
No,
over
no.
your head, like a fur or a
No.
sable stole of some sort.
Yeah, that might help. No, it's an animal focus, so it'll give us an enhancement to speed.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm familiar too. So both of us will get a +5 foot bonus to land speed.
Okay, so you're moving out ahead of everybody.
Yeah, I don't see any. I just feel like we should bolt for the walls.
Okay. So a half mile, that's about 2,500 feet.
So for me,
we'll say.
my speed is 60.
You're not hasted anymore, though.
Oh, I was gonna say that looks like haste. Okay, so 35. And then when you're running, isn't it triple? I thought it was triple when you're full out running.
It depends on what you're wearing for armor. If you're wearing heavy armor, it's triple. If you're wearing light armor, it's quadruple. So what's your speed?
But if you're moving more than 2, then you've got endurance issues that are going to come up.
That's a good point. Let's table that for a second. So what's your speed, Farina? With your animal magnetism?
35.
Animal 35. All right, so you're moving 35
and
times.
That's just a chain shirt armor.
That's light armor, so 4 times equals you're moving 140 feet per action. So that's times, wow, that's fast. Times 2 is 280. So you will reach, so let's see here, 25, no, it's 5,280. 5,280 divided by 2. I love science. Divided by 280. Farina, you will reach the wall in a little less than 9.5 rounds, so 10 rounds.
And then Otto is 55 foot with the bonus.
Okay, so 280 divided by 2 equals, so 55 times 4 is 120, right?
Yep.
Times 2 is 40 divided by 40. 440 equals, he'll reach it in 6 rounds. So Otto will reach the wall in 6 rounds. Now keep in mind that this is like the original junior high math problem, right? You've got, on one hand, the train coming from LA with the bombs is moving 60 feet and zigging and zagging.
He can hit us in 4 or whatever.
And then you guys, yeah, so there's a point where he's going to pass under. Now that's going to make his job harder to hit you guys. But since you guys are all going to be moving at different speeds and you're all going to be moving things, I mean, honestly, he's probably just going to randomly pop out the bombs, and we're going to have to do it that way.
Okay, that's
good.
All right, so
you wanted to force him to do.
So Farina, you're moving forward 1 round. Give me a perception check.
Are you moving for us?
We're just gonna imagine the movement. Yeah, I've got it written down here.
Everybody else going to move forward too? Is anybody going to stop?
On their turn.
Farina's gonna be like, I don't know what y'all are standing out here for, but I'm running. I nat 20'd it, 39.
Nat 20.
Nice.
All right. So you're running forward, and you can see the walls of the villa, and you see something very strange. Now, keep in mind that this is still probably close to over 2,000 feet away. But you see what looks to be some sort of like black, shadowy creature. You remember the movie Mother, where it was like this shadowy creature that moved very quickly? You see something up there, and you see atop the wall some sort of, well, it looks like a gallows. And you can see what looks to be maybe 6 people standing on the wall. It looks like their hands are tied. They have ropes around their necks, which are connected to the gallows. And this black creature is sort of hovering around them and going from person to person. You can't see their faces. You can't see anything, but it looks like somebody, this black creature, has set up a gallows, and there are 6 people in it that they're ready to execute at the wall.
And how many of us are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's encouraging. It's a crazy magic trick. Yeah.
You don't know what this is about. Nobody has mentioned this. Arushale hasn't mentioned it. Anything like that. You didn't know anything about any prisoners.
Quite honestly, being the personality that Farina is, it wouldn't phase her much.
I have trouble believing that demons would be putting up gallows anyway. They just eat these dudes.
This looks like, Farina, to you, it looks like a demonstration.
If Farina right now shows more concern for these 6 strangers than she has until a round ago for me, I'll be pissed.
Rightfully so.
Prepare to be butthurt.
Yeah.
Can we check in on our homing signal ride or whatever that make sure Bardos isn't among them?
I mean, you guys haven't even got a chance to see it. Only Farina has seen it so far.
You're right. I'm talking about stuff I don't know about.
All right, Lothar, your turn. So what's your? Let's do your math. What's your speed?
20.
All right, so it's going to take you 5 to 80.
Well, I'm not heading towards the wall.
Oh, really? Okay, so what are you doing?
He's going home.
I'm going to go west. And based on just
you're going to go the opposite direction.
Yes. I'm going to spread out. So I don't really have much in the way of trying to figure it out, but if I were going to go, a double move would be 40 to here, like off the map, right?
Yeah,
so
way off the map.
It would just space me out between the people who are there.
Yeah, I mean, you're still running towards the wall, but you're hanging back and you're getting outdistanced.
Well, because I'm slow anyway, and that's acceptable. It's expected. Now, as far as Siggy is concerned, his speed is 80, and I want him to go up.
Okay, so Siggy is going to fly upward?
Yes, gain altitude. Now, they can hover to an extent, not really, flap their wings.
Yeah.
But so I want him to gain altitude, but not necessarily like the bullet straight up. He won't be able to do that.
All right, so he's gradually kind of...
Right, so his move is 80. So if he does a run action equivalent, that would be 4 times, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I want him to gain as much altitude as he possibly can.
Okay. All right. So if he's 80 times 4 equals, whoops, that ain't right. 80 times, I think I hit 40. So 320 per round, so 640. So if he begins to so let's assume that 40 of that is sort of run up. He could get as high as 600 feet if he gets, pretty high.
Right, that's the idea.
He would go higher than than where Storm and this other guy are sort of catfighting.
That's correct.
Okay, so you want to be above them.
Yes.
Now you're still way over here, but yeah, you're above them, kind of like flying over. Okay.
Yeah, well off in the distance as far as that goes, but at a greater altitude.
Got it. Okay, and you are letting everybody else sort of like run up ahead, and you're sort of like Pace, you're John Winger from Stripes. You're pacing yourself.
Yeah, I'm pacing myself. I don't run very fast, and so there's really no reason.
Okay, what is he gonna do? He is going to go here. Ohm. So Ohm, what's your speed, Ohm?
The speed normally is 20, but I'm going to use a standard action to activate my boots, which gives me expeditious retreat.
Okay.
And that's going to give me a 50 move.
50. So what kind of armor are you wearing? I'm assuming heavy armor.
Yeah, I've got...
Not light armor, I would assume. Medium or heavy?
Yeah, but I'm a dwarf.
He's a plate mail. That spike plate mail I was wearing.
Dwarves don't get their speed changed by...
Yeah, dwarves can still run.
Yeah.
Well, they can still run, but they can't run super fast. So, I mean, his run will be 3 times as opposed to 4 times.
No, it doesn't affect... Dwarves are not affected by speed. It says in the... I'll read it what it says. It says... Dwarves have a base speed of 20, but their speed is never modified by armor or encumbrance.
Oh, okay. So it would be 4 times. All right. Very, very dangerous at short distances.
Yeah, natural sprinters.
Natural sprinters. Okay. All right. So you're moving 80 in action, which would bring you up to 160.
Oh, wait. I activated, as a standard action, I activated my boots of expeditious retreat.
Oh, so you're moving 200 in action.
Well, no, because as a standard, so I've got 1 move action. So
This round.
Oh, right. Okay.
But my move is 50 now.
Right. So you move 200 feet forward.
He moves 50 first round.
If he's running.
Right.
He can't run because that's a full round action.
Oh, right. Okay. So 50 feet. All right.
He's just getting started.
He's just getting started. Okay, cool. All right. And is that all you do?
Yep.
That's enough. Gatto and Flashheart.
Gatto, you want to go first? You want me to do it?
Gatto's doing a double move stealthily, so he's only getting a single move actually. So he's gonna be moving 30 feet around, but hiding.
Okay.
The whole time he's moving, he's actually moving northwest. He wants to end up eventually.
So he's going in
here
to the northwest. Okay, so he's going off on a tangent.
Right.
Okay. All right. And stealthing?
Yes.
All right. Which means slow. Does he have fast stealth?
He doesn't have fast stealth yet. So
Okay.
he's going to double move, but only move half his movement because he's stealthy.
So
he's
30 feet?
30.
Okay. Go 30. All right. What about you, Flashheart? What about you? Are you leading the charge? You see Farina just take off. Lothar's hanging back. You don't know where Ohm is.
I'm doing a double move, but I will go straight, and then zig, and then zag. I'm wearing
Right.
a full plate.
So you're doing serpentine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have magical plate. So I 25 normal movement. I don't know. I don't have dwarf except my mother on my mother's side. So I don't know if there's enough dwarf blood to give me that special armor bonus. Otherwise, do you want me to move me, or are you moving me?
Well, no, we're not moving guys yet. We're sort of out in the field. So,
So yeah.
how many total feet do you move?
That's 25 per move. If it's a full move, wouldn't that be 50 feet?
That would be. Well, are you running or are you just moving?
At this point, I'm running.
You're running. So you're wearing heavy armor, so it's triple. So you would be able to move 75 per action or 150 feet total. But with the serpentine kind of thing that you're doing, that's going to take, I'm going to say 20 feet off of that total. So you're going to move 130 feet towards the villa. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And now Ilindar and Fletcher, the slowest of the people. So Ilindar, Storm will get an attack. Now you guys, they're at 1,320 feet away and moving towards you, but they are, there is a thing. So, the guy did not, am I even on here? Oh, yeah. Okay. So he spotted you. That was his thing. So now it's basically Storm's attack. Now she is moving, so I don't think you can pounce in the air.
Mike, mute.
It's the same thing as a charge.
Okay, which means you get an attack and attack.
No, you get a pounce. The pounce means that anytime.
How are you pouncing in the air? You can. I mean, to pounce on something, you have to sort of brace and go. I mean,
she's flying into them with the 2 claws out and the mouth open.
All right. Well, the Drake has reach, so she's getting attacks of opportunity on her if you're going to do that.
But actually, she's not going to do a pounce this attack. So she's going to try and knock the guy out.
Still going to draw an attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity, yeah.
Yep.
Also from him. All right. So that would be. Hold on. I got to find this guy. All right. Drake Riders. One moment. Okay. So you're going a combat maneuver, which is essentially a bull rush, right?
Yep.
There you are. Okay. CMD is 30. Okay, his CMD is 31.
Yep.
Okay, so.
But go ahead and take your attack of opportunity.
Okay, let me do that. And that's going to be from the Drake. Okay.
Because, yeah, didn't you say the guy had a bow in his hand?
He has a bow, yeah, so he's not going to get an attack of opportunity. But the Drake will.
Yep.
Let's see what that's going to look like. That is going to look like a tail slap, I think, in this case. Because you're coming up from behind it. Makes sense. 24, that's probably going to miss.
Misses.
What is Storm's made-up armor class today?
Made-up armor class today? Today I decided to make it up.
72, 400 billion, Mexico.
Actually, I'm good with 72. We can go run with that one. No, it's 31.
31, okay. So the tail slap misses. The guy is looking at you. Go ahead and so in this case, let me look at bull rush here. So you're going to try and bull rush the dude. Now you realize he is strapped into the creature. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a little bit different for him to like sort of get bonked out of there. It's a saddle, but he's it's a flying saddle, so he is strapped in. All right, so go ahead. His CMD is 31. So go ahead and roll that.
Oh my gosh!
Way to go, Mike!
All right,
go for the hat trick.
So he's going to get a reflex save against that roll. So a 34 DC reflex save. Let me just see what his reflex is to try and stay in the saddle. His reflex save is +6. So this will be. I need to roll on a D20. I need to roll a 31.
He falls out first.
And he's got a bunch of bombs on him, doesn't he?
Well, they're strapped. They're strapped to the Drake. They're not strapped to him.
Oh, okay.
So hold on. I'm going to take a quick snapshot.
Either way, you said he was like really, really high up in the air.
Yeah, he's high up in the air.
You do not get Odar's favor.
So you guys, hold on.
Yeah, if you take him off the Drake, he can't drop the bomb. So
the Drake doesn't have opposable thumbs, does it?
No.
And he can't reach to get the bombs.
Okay, hold on. I'm saving this.
Strange love and throw himself off the Drake with the bomb.
Yeah, well done, Mike.
That is the third one. I cannot believe this. The guy's got a 31 CMD. What is Storm's CMD bonus? What's the bonus?
Modify it right now. It's 15. So she only had a 1 in 5 chance of doing this.
This is crazy.
She had a 1 in 5 chance last time she did it too.
And she did it then too. So all right. So Storm just sort of like All right, so they're flying along, they're jinking and back and forth. The storm just sort of like zigs when she zags. It's just like bonk and knocks the guy just flat out. So he is going to fall 500 feet.
He'll be fine.
That's 50d6.
That's 50d6. I'm going to go ahead and roll those.
Wait, doesn't he have wings? Isn't he a demon?
He does have wings, but that I don't think he's going to have time to sort of enact them. I mean, you're talking about how long does it take to fall 500 feet?
If you have fallen 500 feet, you make the time.
Well, if it's less than 6 seconds, he can't. So
it's 6 feet per second. You can do the math from there.
All right, here we go. How long to fall 500 feet? All right, let's see what. How long does it take?
Velocity plus.
So, hold on. I'm looking at this. They've done the math for us. How long does it take? Best answer is 5. You're just gonna love this. 5.6 seconds. I swear to God, it's 5.6 seconds. So it's less than a round. So he is not going to have an opportunity to engage his wings because there's not enough time. So
yeah, the demon's like, can you believe this shit?
He's gonna hit the ground. So let me just roll this real quick.
He should have been 600 feet.
He'll be back in the abyss trying to explain this to his buddy.
All right, so that's 100. That's 168 points. I'm gonna take a picture of this too, just for fun.
That just freaked me to look at.
There. There's a lot of ones in there too. I mean, he could, it's like okay. Hold on, let me plot this there. All right, so yeah, so 168 points. He hits. So you guys are running towards him, and you see you're like sort of watching this aerial battle, and they're like zinking and zacking, and all of a sudden you see sort of something, and you see this one sort of black dot just go, and it actually lands and bounces about 15 feet in the air. And then lands again, and sort of like there's a cloud of dust and that kind of thing. And whatever's going on there, it is not moving. However, the Drake is still moving forward, even though it does not have a rider. So let's take a look at the intelligence of these Drakes, shall we?
Kamikaze Drake now.
Okay. All right. It is still moving forward, but it is riderless, and the lance and bow fall to the ground and snap as it hits the ground. Okay, so there's that. I sort of hate you, Ilindar.
Okay.
Ilindar.
Storm again does the mic drop. Oh, wait, it was the demon drop.
You personally are up. What are you doing besides sort of fist pumping as you're like?
Like, I don't think we're getting bombed now. We don't have to run now. I'll yell out the Drake Rider's toast.
Maria hear that and know that she could stop and tell everybody what she saw?
Yeah, I mean, she's coming up. Her part of the initiative is coming up very soon. So yes.
Yeah, I just yell out, the Drake Rider's down. You don't have to run.
We may not win this one, but that's one less guy at the victory circle.
Well, I'm going to tell anybody that can hear me that there's some black, crazy, smoky thing on the wall and 6 people with a noose around their neck, bound, standing on top of the wall.
Who has knowledge nature?
I do.
Okay.
Farina and Fletcher do too.
Farina and Fletcher both do?
Yeah.
You guys, so Fletcher and Lothar. All right, so when you hear Jesus, Lothar, you created a knowledge nature. That's awesome. So Lothar, you hear Farina yell out, there's some sort of black creature on the wall, and you remember. So you're the one who, basically, in large part, you and Farina are the hag experts in the party, and you remember that the stories from the Ulfin North about hags. Hags could take many forms, and one of those forms was a swirling cloud of black smoke. And so when Farina says there's just some sort of black swirling, smoky creature up on the wall, you're reminded of that legend. from the Ulfin North, and that hags will sometimes be materialized as black smoke or columns of smoke.
So is he screaming hag and I'm screaming, are you choking? Hag! Hag!
Yes, I will scream out, "That's the hag."
That's the hag.
Anybody know why she wants to hang 6 people?
Hello, hag.
For fun? Okay.
All I can think is probably a ritual.
I was thinking something along the lines like a voodoo doll.
Some sort of spell that causes terror.
I'm just glad there wasn't 7 of them because there's 7 of us.
Well, there's 6 of us if you don't include Storm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not including Storm.
If you're looking at the sheet, Ohm and Farina are 2 people.
Got it.
So I'm
They're really quiet. Did Les go away?
I'm here.
Oh,
where are we at?
I'm just listening. You guys seem like you guys got a good thing working.
your picture went away too on my thing, so
Really? You can't see me now?
I can now, but it went away.
Oh, no.
He was hiding his tears from what Storm just did to his wife.
Fucking Storm, man. I got to figure
That's
out a
payback for Friday night, dude.
Yeah.
That's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. She knocked 3 of these guys out of their saddles. It's crazy.
Hat
right.
trick.
I know. It's nuts. All right. So
So we don't have to run. Did we drop out of initiative?
Well, no, you're still in initiative. We're still going to take the time. So you guys are stopping running. I mean, Ilindar, Farina yells out, or Ilindar yells out, the rider is done. We're not going to get bombed.
I'll keep going, but I would yell that over my shoulder when I saw.
There's like, she's hanging some, what do you say?
There's 6 people bound with a noose standing on the wall, being encircled by this black mass of swirling what, I don't know. Doesn't look good. And I'm heading to the bush on the east of the main entrance, Les.
Okay.
I don't really have any excitement about meeting the cricket demon.
Okay. All right. What about you, Fletcher? What are you going to do? You going to stop running? You're going to continue running?
This changes my mind a little bit. I'm going to emulate Gatto. I'm going to go stealth.
All right, you go stealth. So roll a stealth check. So, Gatto, did you roll a stealth check? Did you send that to me?
Yes, it's where was it up ahead here?
72.
Wide open like
No,
that.
I think it was 21.
I think you're right. I don't see it.
15.
I thought he said there was
So
no-
15. So Fletcher is stealthing, and you're going to follow Gatto.
No. I just meant I'm going to emulate what he did. I'm going to.
Okay.
I don't see it, so I'm going to roll again here.
Okay.
You got a 25.
That's it.
Oh, well, that's even better.
That's better. Hey, Les,
Okay.
Ilandar's just going to keep pace with whoever the slowest person is.
Okay. So for the most part, as far as you can tell, everybody's still running towards the thing. All right. Farina, perception check. Hello?
I'm looking for my last roll. There we go.
23. All right. So you are approaching. You and Otto are moving the fastest. You guys are by far the closest to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You see the smoke split apart into 2, and one goes to each side of these gallows, and you see the one on your left sort of reach up and grab onto what looks to be the wood, and you can see like a coil of smoke sort of reach out to these little like buckets or stools that the people are standing on, and it just sort of like flicks at the one bucket, and you can see one person just like right outside the wall, and they're kicking, their feet dangling and that kind of stuff.
Is that right here?
I'm sorry, it's right on the outside of the wall. So no, it's right here.
And we're approaching from the east, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's right. It's you're approaching from the east, so it's like right. No, it's not. It's right. It's right about here.
So I'm heading here.
Okay.
That's what we wanted to get to. That's
Yeah. And that happened right there.
Yeah, so there's like right on top of here, and I'll sort of make a mark so we remember.
Is this before or after my next move? Can I see any more clearly what these people look like?
It's before your next move.
Okay.
So there's the gallows are sort of like along here, and the people are sort of hanging down here. What's going on? So just one is hanging right now. But it looks like that. But there's two of these smokes, these swirling smokes. One on the right, one on the left, and the one on the left, sort of, you saw like a coil of smoke, sort of like kick this like little bucket or stool out from under the person on the farthest left, and that's when they dropped in front of the wall, and their feet are probably maybe 4 or 5 feet above the ground, but they're sort of like on this gantry that's built on the wall.
I'm still like a quarter mile away or something, right?
No, actually, you're a fair amount closer. So you've actually gone close. Yeah. So you're probably you're less. Well, yeah, you're homing in on a quarter mile away, a little farther.
Okay.
But you can see this really clearly. So what do you do?
Colors, foul names in my head.
Not your turn yet.
Yeah, I'm just free action calling her foul names in my head.
Okay. The Drake continues to sort of like angle towards you, even though it doesn't have a rider. It doesn't seem as controlled, but it is still angling downward towards you guys. It is not maintaining its 500 feet altitude. It is actually down to about 300 feet now. Okay.
Does it feel like it's charging at us?
Yeah, it looks like, well, it's not charging, but it's flying down towards you. So,
I want to go check on Daddy.
Does anybody, give me a knowledge sort of military check. Knowledge tactics, that kind of thing. That same sort of military check you gave me a little while ago. Yeah, you don't know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, you don't even see it. You're looking the other way.
If it gets within 200, I'll fire at it.
But it does. Well, you can't see like it is moving downward, whereas before it wasn't.
Right.
But it hasn't dropped any bombs yet. So as far as you know, this Drake still has 6 to 8 of these large, if what you suspect are large alchemical bombs strapped to it.
Right.
Now, it's not intelligent. I mean, Lothar, give me a knowledge nage. What'd you roll?
24.
24. You know, and I don't know that you could communicate this yet, but you see all this, and you know that drakes in and of themselves are not intelligent or motivated enough to go on a suicide mission. They're not. They're animals, so they would not go kamikaze.
Right.
I mean, they're intelligent animals, but they're not the kind of thing that would be like super loyal to Jaronicka, where they would kamikaze themselves. The reality, at least from your point of view, is that it probably doesn't realize the payload that it has.
Right.
That what that really represents.
Is it heading maybe towards the downed?
It looks like it's heading towards you guys because what Lothar would tell you is that a Drake does not have any ranged weaponry. It's all natural weaponry. It has a bite and a tail slap, which means it has to land and attack, which now that it's riderless and is essentially unguided, that's probably what it's thinking about doing, is it's coming to you to continue the attack. It doesn't have a rider keeping it in the air. It doesn't realize that it has a half dozen alchemical bombs strapped to its back. It's coming to attack. It's coming to you.
That's what I figured too. So it's within 200 feet. I'm going to start firing.
Okay. All right. Do we even know whose turn it is? It's the Drake's turn. It went. Farina, it's your turn.
Where'd the little turn minder thing go?
I gotta put that back on. Sorry, I forgot we were even using it.
I don't really know where I am relative to the Drake or the wall. I'm a quarter mile from the wall, so I'm a long ways off, right?
Yeah, you're a long ways off.
What's your range? Is 110?
Yeah.
So you might be within shooting range of it.
I don't think I'm within shooting range. Am I?
Of what?
Quarter mile is. I don't have. How many feet is a quarter mile?
That's like 1,500 feet, something like that.
Drake's much closer.
How close am I to the Drake?
You're pretty far away. Probably, I've got you at probably 800 feet away and 400 feet down.
Okay.
You're on the ground. Remember, it's up in the air.
Yeah, I know. Is it heading toward? Where is it heading? Towards me? Away from me?
It's actually heading above you towards the larger group of people. I mean, they're not really grouped, but that's the kind of direction it's heading into.
So I'm not making myself any more of a target, really, because it's kind of focused on the bigger group of people. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like it might be flying above your head. It's going to fly over you.
Okay, then I'm just going to keep on full out running to right here. In this little holler. In the holla.
Okay, so you're going to keep running towards the thing at the same speed. Sorry, I was getting the thing together.
I'm running towards here. I'm aiming for this last right here.
Okay. Where are you aiming? Show me.
Northeast corner.
Right here.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. All right. So to the north of the gallows.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you are seeing Otto outpace you by a significant amount. You think Otto is going to reach there much more quickly than you are. Potentially as much as 15 to 20 seconds, he'll reach there before you do.
I'm going to direct him to go into stealth when he gets there and hide.
So just like hide in that tree or something?
Yeah, down underneath the bush. Crawl underneath there and hide
Okay.
away. Just tell me when I need to roll a stealth check for him.
Okay. Will do. Well, I gotta check something.
What's that?
Speed. All right. He is.
Mosquito.
That's probably the cricket demon.
Okay.
I thought the cricket demon was hanging out here. I guess that changed when they were loading bombs. So.
All right. So he is moving towards you. So do you see this? So let me describe this guy to you. It is about the size of a horse. It looks like a locust, or a cicada with a big scorpion stinger coming out of the back, and weird sort of clawed front claws. And it is on the ground, but you can see that it has wings. So it's like its cicada wings are in the back, and there's 4 of them, and it's kind of like.
So it's heading directly at me right now?
It's heading towards you guys in a general sense. You can't tell that it's heading directly at you.
Okay, and it's on the ground.
Rocking out of there, yeah. And it's on the ground. But you get the impression, I mean, it has wings, so you get the impression that it can fly.
Well, I hope it does. Okay, so just move me. I can't really see me or.
All right, so you're done for now. I've moved you, so you're still running toward there. Lothar is next.
All right, so Siggy was up to 600 feet. I don't know because of where we are and where the things are. I want him to head towards the Drake. Maintain his altitude above him, but go in his direction.
And hit him without poop.
Okay, how come, do you guys see the turn order?
No.
No, it's blank for me.
Blank.
See, I knew this is bullshit.
So I guess you have to create a new one for each page?
I don't know.
You do need a new one for each page.
Can you cut and paste?
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, each battle is pretty. We'll be on this page for a while. So.
All right, hold on.
You have to add turns to each of them again.
That's just great. Okay, hold on.
Weren't we on this page when he edited it last time?
No,
Yeah.
No, we were with that
You were on the
wheel.
main map.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Okay.
Thank you, Gato.
See, this is why I didn't use this before. It's such a piece of crap.
Well, normally you don't change maps this often.
What says you? I change maps all the time. I love map change. I'm all about map changing.
Can't hold a man down. Want his map change.
Sometimes I change maps just for fun.
Well, if there's no combat in those other maps, that's fine.
So will this be persistent for we leave this game and come back next week? Will this
I would think so.
I think it is. If you come back to the same map, I think it is actually.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I mean, this game basically. If I log in middle of the week, this game is sitting here, right?
Yeah.
So it should be there.
Which is how Scott used to wander around and find everything.
Yeah, it's always a
Oh,
little.
really?
Shamelessly.
Nice. Pro tip.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be Scott.
Yeah, pro tip, check in on a Wednesday, find out where all the baddies are.
Is Scott the guy?
Don't be a Scott.
Is Scott the guy who fell asleep on camera that one time?
Yeah.
That was fun. More than once, I think. But he was on
More
his
than
balcony.
once.
He'd had a couple drinks or whatever, and he was like just zonked out.
Wait,
Now,
is
I know
Matt
I'm falling asleep.
is Matt calling
Now I
people out
can.
for falling asleep?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was not on camera. I was only on the mic. It was a hot mic.
Yeah, there was lots of there was copious snoring.
I got it.
Yes. I'm still mortified.
Don, you
That's
were
why,
doing
that's why I'm trying to throw the shade on Scott instead.
What was I doing?
Okay.
chin to chest stretch. Your chin was touching your chest.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You were out.
Yeah.
All right.
No worries, Matt. We just thought you were growling at the enemy.
Yeah. Like
All right.
a dog in my sleep.
Next up, Lothar. You were not moving as quickly. You're sort of hanging back.
Right.
Is that still the case?
Well, I'm trying to position Siggy. So he went up to 600 feet
Right.
with a 4 times move.
Right.
So now he's higher in altitude than the
Very
Drake.
much so. In fact, you can see that the Drake is descending.
Right. So Siggy is going to try to position himself in a trailing position to the Drake and then reduce his altitude as necessary
Okay.
to get into a position. Sort of the idea behind this is if Siggy gets close enough, then I can cast spells through him.
So are you talking about touch spells?
No, I'm talking about Chain of Perdition, distance spells, but I can cast them through the bird.
Okay.
So he's going to try to wheel around and mimic the flight path, but stay about 100 feet above him in altitude.
Okay.
So he won't attract his attention.
Gotcha. So Chain of Perdition range
Is going to be
20
is 25 plus something per level.
5 foot per 2 levels.
Right. So I'll need to get closer than that, but I don't think I can get that close this round unless you
No,
say-
not this round.
Right.
But Siggy, so yeah, so Siggy moves a lot faster than the Drake, so he's just like kind of like doing
Right.
that. Okay, so I can get that. So a little bit of complicating factor is the closeness of Storm. The Storm is staying on this creature's heels like crazy, so it's right there with him. But I don't think, unless you like, well,
Storm should be on about the same altitude level because he physically attacked.
yeah, he is.
At this
And
point,
he's following him downward too.
right. At this point, I'm keeping Siggy for this round about 100 feet above him, so
Okay.
that next round he can move to within 75 feet, 50 feet, and then I can do the spell if needed.
Right. I think, yeah, so you've got probably 2 more rounds of flight before you're within range.
Okay, so how close can he get to him this round?
He will be within, doing a little back of the napkin math here, he will be within
And this is his movement is 320
320.
because he's doing a run effectively, so it's 4 times 80.
Right. So he will be probably, he's about 1,100, according to my calculations, he's still about 1,100 feet away from him.
Okay.
So my thought is that he's got 1 round, 2 rounds of flying, and then in the middle of the 3rd round from now, he will reach spell distance.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, cool. All right, so what are you doing as Lothar?
I'll be moving 40 feet, which is my double move.
Your same, movement range.
I'm not running or whatever. 40 feet closer to the encampment, castle, whatever this thing is.
Okay. All right, cool.
Maybe the cool familiar. Maybe the haggle sell me a worm.
Holmes going to do a full run, so he's going to go 200 feet. Try to stay pace with Farina, maybe get a little ahead if he can.
Okay, so you're at 250 now. Okay. So you're at 250. Farina, I'll be blunt. Farina's way ahead of you, Ohm. And Otto is almost out of sight. But you're 3rd, as far as you can tell. There's a couple of guys went off in different directions, but both Lothar and Flashheart are behind you. Okay?
Got your back, Jack.
Okay. Gatto. Continue stealthing?
Yes.
Okay.
Still headed to that northwest or southwest tree.
Okay, so you're 60 feet now? Because you got to move half.
Right.
So 60 feet total. All right. Northwest. Got
Are
it.
you coming from a totally different direction out of that southwest corner? I'm up at the northeast.
No, it's just because of the way the board is set up and where I guys are going. You guys are all coming from the east. It's just that it looks like you're coming from the south because that's where you guys are placed on the board.
Okay.
But you're not. You're coming from everybody's coming from the east. Flashheart.
I'll keep running straight out. If I heard Farina's call back down the line about the gallows, I will adjust my perceived direction accordingly.
Okay, so you have run, according to my calculations, about 130 feet. Is that right?
Sure. I run 25 feet, or my move is 25 feet per round.
Okay, so you are moving. Yeah, so that's right. You're 150 for the round, so 280. All right, so you've caught up to Ohm and passing me. So Ohm, you're running. You're just like very, very dangerous against short distances, and all of a sudden you see Flashheart just sort of like running through there.
What's his movement? What's his movement?
He's moving 150 feet around.
But Ohm's got a 50 move if he's running.
Yeah, but you didn't get much of it last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna make.
So you guys are sort of like passing each other. You're probably kind of far away, but you're sort of passing each other from a distance standpoint. So
Les, do you have the Chariots of Fire soundtrack fired up for this?
I don't. I really gotta like. We're just. Oh wait, here's the Chariots of Fire soundtrack.
Walk along the razor's edge. Keep your head or you'll finish.
I don't think that's it.
You know you're gonna have to get the Karate Kid. You're the best.
Yeah, I'm thinking you need to step up your MP3 game.
Well, so here's the problem. So I'll just give you the problem with audio is I don't know what kind of crazy shit you guys are going to do at any particular time during the thing. So unless I have like the entire catalog of audio shit ready to go, I have to go find it. So like if there's some romance, I have to play Careless Whisper like this. Or if somebody gets injured and I want to do a Wilhelm scream, what I do is this. So it's really kind of difficult. I'm working on it. I have a couple of audio options. We will get better. I promise.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Just install an ad blocker on your browser, and then you can go to YouTube and just get anything you want.
I don't know that I can install an ad blocker on YouTube since I have a YouTube channel.
Well, here's what you do, Les. You get one of your teenage sons.
You use a different browser for the YouTube.
I gotta get a different one? Okay.
Yeah, don't you have two growing boys?
Look at a program called Watch Together.
Watch Together?
Watch 2 is the number 2, together.
Okay.
It's a way where you can share like YouTube and all the sound things. You can share them with people. instantly.
All right. Well, we could go with this.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's going to be Storm's new.
No kidding.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like Archer. Lana! Danger zone. All right. So that flash art you're running forward there. Give me. So you and Ohm. Now that you guys are still running towards the thing. Give me a perception check.
One moment, please.
So if Storm's her real name, what's her call sign?
Mustang.
Good play.
Yeah.
Mustang. Iceman.
Yeah, do you see Val Kilmer for the second Top Gun there? He looks grim.
Val Kilmer did not age well, but you know what? I didn't either, so I can't really.
Cancer, but
Yeah.
He went from Iceman to Ice Cream Man, I think is what happened.
Yeah.
get throat cancer like Michael Douglas or whatever.
It's
All
all
right.
good.
Flash art with a 15. Ohm, what did you roll on your perception check?
Hang on a second. Didn't hear you say that. 22.
22. All right. So you also see very far away. I mean, you've heard Farina yelling, but you start to see that there does look like some sort of like mass gallows on the edge of that wall. And there does seem to be these like weird, for lack of a better term, some sort of like, it looks like a little black clouds that are on either side of the gallows. It's hard to tell from here, but to your eyes, what Farina is describing is accurate. There is some sort of weird gallows on the side there.
And I'm running.
Okay. All right. So,
Mike, maybe Storm should go grab one of those gallow girls or boys, disrupt whatever's going on. The only thing I could do to disrupt it would be shoot an arrow in one of them, but that seems a little bit chaotic evil instead of chaotic neutral.
well, you guys are kind of far away for that. So, I mean, all you're seeing is this. It's just this weird, disturbing image of these people being hung. And, I mean, nobody has said anything about prisoners or anything like that.
And we don't know anybody that we'd be attached to that we would care about.
Maybe she's making zombies or something. Who knows?
Would they
No,
get
that-
rid of Bardo?
That's
They
not
kicked
exactly
Bardo.
true. One of them could
Yeah,
be Bardos. One
Yeah,
of
that's
them
what
could,
we're out here in the first place.
one of them could be Lothar's mentor, who he was told a long time ago was captured.
Huh.
True.
Would I know this?
Your uncle, maybe. I mean, you can't see faces at this point, but it's possible.
All right.
I mean, that's a long shot. That
Well,
he-
yeah,
And
but
and the hag already killed him before she could use him for leverage. So what's the point?
well, she killed one of them. There's what, 5 more?
Yep.
4 more?
5 more.
So at this point, it could be anybody, or it could be nobody.
It just seems like I don't want to let her do what she wants to do.
Right.
Probably just the controlling woman in me. Okay.
Gatto, did you already? You ran already, right?
Yep.
Illendar and Fletcher.
Yeah, I want to see him if we can, but if not, I want to revenge him with
Unless
extreme
you
prejudice.
said that there's like that cicada-looking thing that's coming.
Yeah. So now so give me a perception check. You might not even see this yet because you're pretty far back and you're stealthing.
Okay, let me check.
And you're stealthing the other way. So, oh wait, no, if you're following sort of in Gatto's footsteps, then you're stealthing in the correct way. So you're sort of heading that way. Oh yeah, you see this. So it's a big as a horse, but it looks like a big cicada. But the one thing that it has that's different from a cicada is it has a big scorpion tail coming around behind it. And it's got like all these little pointed legs, and it's just like, and you can see it's scuttling toward you guys, but it also has these wings that are like, you know how cicada wings are? They're sort of see-through and weird, and they're like, and they're kind of going back there. So you feel like, Well, it's sort of running along the ground towards you guys, but it also could take off at any time. Like it could fly up because it has like sort of cicada dragonfly wings where it's like a set of 4 rather than a set of 2.
So I can't really tell where he's going. I don't sense.
Well, he's kind of coming to you guys, but he doesn't necessarily look like he's coming at you personally.
And the same thing for the Drake, right? It's just coming towards us.
Drake's above you, yeah, and it's just sort of like it's coming down towards you. Yeah.
I'm going to continue moving towards the wall, but I'm going to stay in stealth, so I'll be moving slower.
Okay.
I'm going to be watching the two of them. As soon as I get a hint of where they're going, I'm probably going to stop and try to angle toward that.
Okay. So what is your speed?
Well, normally it's 40. Because of my armor, it's 30.
30. Okay, so 60 feet. All right. So you are actually... Give me a Gatto and Fletcher. Give me a perception check. All right. Gatto, you see Fletcher. Fletcher, you do not see Gatto. So Gatto is out there somewhere. You don't know where he is, but
Right.
Gatto, you see Fletcher coming up, button, sort of next to you. He's running by you, but he's also stealthing. You guys are moving quite slowly, kind of going from rock to rock and hiding.
Right.
Behind, stuff.
Gatto's probably looking at Fletcher going, "Oh, really? You're going to pretend you can?"
Oh yeah, I don't see you. Don't worry.
Don't worry. But you guys are well behind everybody else and going off in sort of a side direction. But like the side direction that's the direction from which this insect is coming. So it's sort of heading towards you, but it's not. It doesn't look like it's heading at you. You're not sure it sees you. It's sort of like heading almost across your field of vision. But it's way over. It's way over. All right. Ilindar. Storm and Ilindar. What do you guys do? Actually, you know what? Hold that thought. I got to tinkle. I'll be right back.
Okay. So are we thinking this is an illusion since no one said anything about this?
That would be my guess.
I think why bother with the illusion, though? I mean, there's so many.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be achieving anything.
I would say it seems like a ritual more than an illusion, or she got something on us that we're not aware of.
If it was an illusion, then wouldn't she be trying to intimidate us and we'd be rolling like?
And where's your succubus girlfriend?
Or if she sees that, she's trying to entice us to get up there quickly and not face her on a unified front.
Can you check in with your succubus girlfriend and find out if she?
I can give it a shot, but I can't initiate those conversations. She always initiates it with me.
Got it.
But that's like how a hag gets energy for its spells or something.
Ah, that's interesting. That's possible.
Well, maybe we can haggle with her.
Let's see what she did there.
Les wasn't even here for that one.
Just a little dad humor.
Yeah, it's a good thing Les wasn't here for that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Kill them all.
Kill them all? That doesn't seem fair.
They died. We're not going to. We did kill them all.
I feel like I would have remembered.
Everybody else has a cool feeling.
Yeah, you'd have another drink then.
It's almost 11. You didn't remember.
Oh, that's funny. I've had 2 drinks for Pete's sake. I'm not a high school kid. All right. So Ilindar and Storm, what do you guys do?
So the Drake turned and started coming towards the party.
Well, yeah. So it was always sort of.
Okay.
Headed for the party. So the party's here, and the Drake and the Rider were kind of like going over there. But definitely the impression that you got and Storm got was that it was expecting to maintain its altitude so that it could drop the bombs. So Storm came and took out the Rider, and he's dead. He's like on the ground. The Drake, now sort of, for lack of a better term, uncontrolled, is relying on its own instincts to figure out what it wants to do. Now, it wants to attack you guys, but since it doesn't have any sort of range weapons and doesn't realize that what it's strapped with is a bunch of bombs and couldn't, frankly, release them if it knew, its attacks are bite and tail slap, which means that it has to be on the ground to attack you. So it is basically, now that the Rider is not sort of keeping it up in the air, maintaining altitude, it is now diving towards the, sort of the party at large.
Yeah.
And to go and so that it can proceed with its own attacks, which are sort of natural attacks.
How far is it away still?
It's still, for you guys, I mean, the closest would be Farina. Farina is probably 600 feet away from it, but below. So it's kind of just, so Farina's the fastest, her and Otto are the fastest. Otto's already passed it. It's coming down, but it looks like it's going to come down above her. She's just one person. It's coming for the mass of the people, which looks like right around where Ohm and Fletcher are. Ohm and Fletcher are, I mean.
Okay.
It's heading in like towards Ohm and Flashheart
And it's
because they
moving
represent
60 around?
It's moving at 60 around, yeah.
Okay. Storm's just going to give chase.
Or 60 of action, yeah. Okay, so she's not going to attack? She's not going to like grab onto those bombs and rip them apart and smash them together?
She's going to grab onto it and just headbutt it.
Yeah, that's perfect. That would be perfect.
Actually, she starts the round right next to it.
Yeah, I mean, she's in position. She can deliver, what were we talking about, a single attack?
Like I said, last time I was doing pounce just because she's got it. And anytime you do a charge and you end a charge, you can get a full attack.
See, here's the thing about pounce. Just the name of it suggests that you're coming from a ground. I mean, you're talking about two creatures that are moving essentially the same speed. And they're next to each other. I find it difficult that Storm is able to sort of like jump over and grab onto this thing. And deliver that attack.
I'm just using rules to get this.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
I've never really fought in the air, so.
And she does not have reach, so I guess she's close enough where she would probably, if she's right next to it and fighting it that way, which I assume she is.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like a dive.
Yeah.
Diving with it or staying with it.
Yeah, the thing is she's moving at the same time, and because there's move actions involved.
Isn't the thing about pounce is you can hit something and then get away, get back?
No. Pounce just means like, usually like a pounce, you run at something, you jump at it, and then as you land, you're landing with two claws and your bite.
But that's
Yeah,
like
sort of like
charge,
it's like
right?
It's a way
like
to
a
get
charge.
an attack action at the end of a charge.
Right.
Otherwise, you typically only get one attack.
Can you charge in flight?
So when a creature with this special attack makes a charge, it can make a full attack, including rake attacks if the creature has the rake ability. So it's definitely related to charge. So let's look at charge. Because essentially, it's a special foul. A full round action allows you to move twice your speed and attack during the action. So essentially what I think, that being the case, what I think that Storm is doing is repeatedly charging this thing. There's nothing in the way, so it can charge. It gets the attack at the end of its attack action, because because pounce is inherently about being at the end of a charge.
That's what I was using last time.
It would get so according to this, a creature with this special attack makes a charge, which it's doing. It can make a full attack, including rakes at the end of the thing. So, yeah, I guess because it's essentially charging every round, it would get a full attack action at the end of that round. Now, does charge in itself provoke an attack of opportunity on a reach creature?
Yes, it does. If it's a reach creature, then yes, it does.
It is a reach creature. So I'm going to say that. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Because of pounce, and because that is essentially that being in the air is essentially an unlimited charge environment, because there's nothing to block the charge. That Storm will get the pounce attack every round, but it will get the tail slap attack at the same time.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Okay.
Go ahead and do your attack.
Okay, so I should. Okay. All right, let me do mine. So the tail slap of death. Am I still here?
No, Chuck.
Oh, we lost Chuck. Where's Chuck? Oh, he's typing something. All right, 17. That's a miss. Tail slap miss.
Okay. Let me make sure
Right,
these
hold
are
on.
right.
Can you guys paste the Zoom link in there? I don't know that I
I
actually.
get it. I get it.
Okay. So that's a miss. The tail slap misses as it tries to get him. Go ahead and roll.
Okay, these are all at +2.
Okay. Let's go ahead and find.
Okay, I've hit the button several times and nothing's going on.
What is that?
No, it's right there. It just took a second.
I've seen it. All right. So it is.
Probably one hit.
26.
All right. Its AC is 23. So you have one hit claw. That's it. One claw for, is that right? 9 points of damage?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting my. Here we go. Hello. There we go.
Yep.
All right. 9 points. Did we say?
Yep.
All right. You did hit him. It did damage, but.
Not a ton.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, it knows you're. I mean, the Drake's kind of like, sort of like knows you're there, but it's not. It's still heading downward towards these guys.
Right. And then for Ilundar, like I said, he's staying kind of even with whoever the slowest person is.
Okay. All right. So he's just gonna do. So the slowest people right now are. Not counting them, so it would be.
I'm the slowest.
Gatto.
Gatto
Well,
there?
no, it's got
Flashlight.
Flashlight. You and Ohm are like there, and it's Lothar.
I was
Are you
gonna
talking
say,
slowest or initiative order?
I should be the slowest.
Then he's and actually now that the bomb threat's over, he'll close with Lothar, but he's staying within 5 or 10 feet of Lothar, just kind of coming up with him.
So you're staying close to Lothar. Okay, perfect. All right, so that is the end of round, I believe 2. Yeah, 2. It is 10:55. Do you want to do another round, or do you want to stop here and resume? Let me check the schedule. Do we have? I think I have to be off next Sunday.
What you posted next Sunday is good. The Sunday after that, you're off.
Next Sunday was B game though, wasn't it?
You're off for several.
Next week is B team.
B team.
No, 30 June. I'm talking about as no. That's next week, right? That's next Sunday. So I have
next Sunday. Yeah.
I have no. So I did send out. So you guys saw I sent out a new chart, right? That goes to the end of the year.
Yeah.
I have to look at it.
Okay. So 30 June is no. I have to be out next week because and Matt will appreciate this. I have 18 campaigns launching on July 1st. So I'm working Sunday. But
what can go wrong on a holiday week launching right before a holiday?
Exactly. No shit. But on 4th of July weekend, Sunday, I am definitely in. It's a B team. It's 4th of July, and so the next time is 2 weeks from tonight, B team.
All right, then.
All righty.
That work? Yeah.
I sent you some messages and Hangout. Read those.
Okay. All right, got it. So what I'm going to do, I've been just sort of keeping track of where everybody is on my pad, but I will put together a proper map so that everybody knows where everybody is and we can track for the next time we play A-Team, which will be on 14 July. That way, when we start here, everyone will know where everybody is and altitudes and distances.
Okay.
So we'll be able to track those. I will build that. Actually, kind of looking forward to building that. All right.
Good night, everybody.
Cool.
All right.
Night.
Night,
All right. Thanks, you guys. This is awesome.
Good luck with all your launches, man.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate it.